Let me ask you a question. You keep saying that Dr. York went up in court and admitted that he was guilty. Am I correct?
He copped out. He didn't go to trial. He copped out.
Did you see the video?
Did I see the video of them? I seen a few videos with him in court. What that mean? He got drugged.
What did he cop out to, Poppy?
He copped out to all of those charges. The charges, not tax evasion, not that. Like Prince York tried to say, he copped out to all of those charges of molestation, and the reason why he copped out was because he gave those children herpes.
Now, hold on. Now, what did he cop out to, though? What was the charges for him copping out?
Child molestation.
No. What was the time? What was the time that he will get if he cop out?
The time that they gave him over 100 years.
Now, Poppy, reason with me. Let's deal with some real truth for a minute. If a man would cop out to 200 years or to 100 years, come on, Poppy, it don't make sense. He have nothing to lose. Why would he cop out to 100 years, Poppy? He would automatically, hold on, Poppy. He would go to trial. When you look at the case, you will see that Dr. York is definitely not in his right state of mind, brother. Come on, man. When you look at the case, you will see that Dr. York is definitely not in his right state of mind, brother. Come on, man. See, but y'all hate so damn much. Hold on, Poppy. Hold on. Y'all hate so much, and you want to prove that he's that y'all going along everything with the damn white man told you. If the white man is the fucking devil, how come everybody all of a sudden now believes what the fucking white man is telling them? Come on, bro.
So, Sadetta, let me ask you a question. You gonna tell me, just like Ben Potter, that there was rumors in New York?
Brother, we talking about Dr. York right now. Let's get back to Dr. York.
So now, hold up. Yes. So now you gonna tell me that the Brooklyn Knights didn't run Dr. York ass out of Brooklyn because the rumors of him being a child molester been going on for over 40 years? This shit didn't just start with Dr. York. Dr. York was being accused of being a child molester since the early 70s, 60s and 70s. That man has been being a child molester, number one. Number two, not only is he a child molester, but he taught Africa Bambaataa. He is Africa Bambaataa's teacher, and he taught them about the occult. He is his teacher. He is Bambaataa's master teacher, and that's another place where Bambaataa started that practice from. He recorded his first record inside Dr. York's studio. Dr. York turned Africa Bambaataa out. He's a pedophile.
All right, I hear what you're saying, brother, but guess what? You still have not proven anything. Give me some proof. Show me something. Ain't no man. For example, I'm going to court. I'm not going to cop out to 100 damn years, Poppy. What do I got to lose in going to trial? I'm already in court. I'm 50-something years old already. I'm 40-something years old already. And I'm going to court for 100 years. Why would that man cop out? You know why he copped out, Poppy?
I know why he copped out.
Why he copped out?
He copped out because he didn't want his medical records to be released and lose all his followers because his medical records told the story of him giving them children. He gave all of those children herpes.
All right, Poppy. He copped out, my brother, because he wanted to release his wives. The fucking white man had all of his wives and everybody locked down in the dungeons. So he said, I'm going to take the fall. And you can see he was already drugged up, Poppy. He was drugged up. And you can see he was already drugged up, Poppy. He was drugged up. No man is going to go inside the shit and go and say, I'm going to cop out to 100 years. Who does that? You might as well go to trial. You think Dr. York was that stupid, Poppy? Something else was bigger than that. Come on, man. I don't believe, and hold on, I don't believe that Dr. York was molesting little boys. How old was Tariq? Tariq was what? He said he was what? 7 years old? I don't believe that.
Yep.
Now, I have a right to my own opinion. I don't believe that. I don't believe he was having sex with little boys. Dr. York had 50 beautiful fucking wives, women. I don't believe that. He did not go to jail for molesting. He did not get sentenced for molesting and child abuse. He did not go to jail for molesting. He did not get sentenced for molesting and child abuse.
You understand you're charged with 40 counts of aggravated child molestation that you could receive a maximum sentence of 30 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement, and you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for each count, and that you could receive a minimum sentence overall of 10 years on probation. I'm telling you the most, the least. You understand that?
Actually, Your Honor,
That's where y'all all got it wrong. He didn't go to jail for that. He didn't go to jail for molesting, brother. He didn't go to jail for molesting, brother. He went to jail for a whole different other shit. He went to jail for a whole different other shit.
so if he didn't go to jail for molesting, then why was those children on the stand testifying on the stand and got their testimony? And anybody, all you got to do is stay in court for the record. They testified and said everything he did to them in the bedroom. So if they wasn't in court for justice for what he did to them, then why would the district attorney even have them on the stand? That doesn't make any sense.
Poppy, do you believe in the white man now? All of a sudden, you believe in the white man?
Do I believe in the white man?
Yeah.
Did dogs fly?
All right, so you don't believe in the white man. So why do you believe the white man now, brother? Why you believe in him now?
Here's the thing, Si. I'm not one of those Negroes that's going to sit up there and act like 1 out of 3 females is not being molested. 1 out of 6 young men is not being molested. We know we got rapists in our community. We know that. We know the black man, when we walk the street, we hate each other. We know people go to jail for rape. Let's stop acting like black people don't commit black on black crime. Let's not act like we all don't have an uncle or a grandfather that done molested all of the children in the family. Like, let's stop pretending that the white man is making up the stats and that black man don't do no wrong.
All right, my brother. See, now, let me talk to my people. Y'all keep saying, "Saw you wrong, Saw you fucked up on this one." Y'all don't understand. Saw you wrong. Y'all think Saw never don't know these things. Y'all are dealing with slow gases. Y'all niggas are really dumb. Some of you are stupid. And the reason I gotta come out like that is because y'all all in here, Saw you wrong. Saw, oh, how can you do that? So the really stupid motherfuckers is you. And y'all niggas are stupid in the chat room. God damn, I've been here for 20 damn years, man. You think I don't know what's going on? Come on, man, sit your ass down. Let me and Poppy deal with this shit. Sit your ass down and enjoy this damn conversation. Damn, y'all niggas is weak. Damn, y'all niggas is slow. Y'all niggas are slow, man. God damn. So go ahead, Poppy. If I was to have sex with a 9-year-old, would you say that I am a molester?
Sorry, microphone check. 1, 2. Bit loud. I may want to reduce it a little bit. Oh, yeah, it's all the way up. That's why. 1, 2. Okay, should be okay. Hotep Senu Hena Senu Tiren Isha Kandugu Kemet. I hope you're doing well. The title of this live stream is Conscious Community Breakdown. You just heard Scam Cheddar, Frankie, defending a convicted child molester called Malachi York. It's going to be difficult to talk his way out of this one. And watch all those guys, young and old, continuing to go on the platform acting like they didn't know. I found out about this today. We have a special guest in the place to be. Brother Hotep, peace to you. Feel free to introduce yourself, brother.
Hotep, true peace. What's going on? This is Jutar Keno Nupu, and it is a wonderful honor from the ancestors that I'm able to sit here with the distinguished brother Shaka and Dutu Kemet. And I definitely greet you with true peace. And it's no coincidence that we ended up being in each other's company, because the funny thing is another guy that I deal with that's on this same type of thing, but he on Young Pharaoh and all that, he goes by Remiel Ma'at, and he has Ma'at in his name. And then I end up meeting you, and you got Ma'at in your name. And just to let you know, Jutar is two names put together. Jew is short for justice, and then Tar is just it's a revolved form of Ta of our ancestors, or Ptah, depending on how they say it. And also in Noon Science, the planet, which is a sun, actually, Jupiter, is also was called Ma'at in ancient times, and on the Temple of Dendera is called Horus and all that stuff. So I'm definitely, so this is just another way to say Ma'at as well, Jutar, just so people would know that. And so I'm ready to get it in. I'm ready to get it in. And oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely holler at you in the behind the scenes. I want to know, can you make the fitted hats a certain kind of way? Like if I want other types of glyphs on it, could you do that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we're planning on even doing custom names. I'm sorry.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But we're going to have several other deities' names. You know, we started with Ma'at, really, and Amen Ra. Right. But, you know, we're going to have some more, you know. But the people have to, you know, play their part, because, you know, it's already so much that we have done in such a short amount of time.
Right.
And a lot of people said they're waiting, you know, to get paid. So, you know, like in a couple of days, it'll be the first of the month, and we'll see, you know.
Yes. Good. So I'm definitely going to hook you up.
As a matter of fact.
Okay.
People may have seen that already, but I've received my shirts to the mail. I made a short video about it. I received them today. So, okay. I'm going to have to remove the thing.
Because I think I seen you post that video up too.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, so we can see the shirts without the green screen. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, so that's definitely what I want to do. Definitely bring some business your way and get some custom-made shirts and hats to go along with that, just to show some love. Yeah, that's what's up. That black and gold right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Back. Yes, brother. So let me see who's in the place to be.
All right.
Now, Wab Funk has rejoined. I don't know why people become supporters, then they cancel, then they rejoin again. I don't know why, but you know, it is what it is. Wow. But many people do not. You know, I don't know. But Andrew Abrinet is in the place to be. Young Hero is in the place to be.
True peace, young Heru. True peace to the chat.
We have Sopo Noon Science Questions and Answers is in the place to be. Storm is in the place to be.
Yeah, that's
Donnie
me.
Williams.
That's my YouTube. That's me.
That one? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's what's up. That's what's up. And Storm is in the place to be. Donnie Williams is in the place to be. Oh, he says he needs his name in the Mother Nature. Well, we'll see about that. I mean, you know, anything's possible. But you know, we started easy. You know, we have already so much, you know. So facts over personality also is in the place to be. All right. Well, brother, how do you want to do this, brother? Do you have some receipts for us? Do you want me to open the lines first? I mean, you know, how do you want to go?
Because we never got finished with the with Alexis K. Tyler and
well, we can go there if you want to.
And the Phil Valentine. I mean, it did, like I said, depends on how you want to do it or you want to build off.
Well, and any way you want, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, if you have some stuff prepared, then feel free, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We have time. Yeah.
So we'll go with the because remember I was telling you about the Queen of Four.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm listening. I was just laughing because things you told me surprised me.
Yeah, when she had described her what she's seen up front. And like I said, when I was at the Brooklyn festival, I witnessed it myself, you know, a bunch of females, you know, running around with each other. It's one thing, you know, you could tell the difference when it's just a bunch of women or sisters together and they being sisterly in a certain place. But then you can see that you can see the undertone of feminism, and then you can see the undertone of, you know, some of them you could tell they didn't have more closeness than what it was. And again, so it's like you can't build a woman thing without the man. And that's exactly what Queen of Four situation looks like in person. In a book and all of that, it's no different than Black Lives Matter. You only aiming at a particular point. You got to include both. You can't sit here and say, "Oh, the womb." And really, the problem is, and I'll jump to it. It's not really the womb being wounded or the penis being wounded, more as the person's inner self being wounded. You know, from childhood traumas and slavery and all these different attacks. That's a psychological thing. So them talking about the womb, that's just, you know, those are negative sex forces that just keep people thinking about the vagina all the time, because that's all you saying. You just using a more clean word, womb, but the womb is just a piece of meat in an opening that a child comes out. It's not like the womb or the meat itself is conscious. It's part of the body. But, you know, again, it's all part of because she stole that material is why it comes off like that. The same way the guys who stole the Matrix movie from Sophia Stewart, and they couldn't really explain because they didn't come up with it, and they got further and further away from what she originally wrote it. So, you know, the wounded womb and all this stuff, because she didn't come up with that, is why it comes off like that. And then because it's made in the nature of the face, which is her, and because Queen of Four plays both sides of the fence, then this is why I seen what I seen in the followers. It's simple and plain. You know, if you the leader of something, it's like, you know, whatever you are, you put it into your creation, and that's what comes out. Like America, everything is transgender and homosexual, drag queens, and this and that. That's because these laws were made in the nature of that race, and so it perpetuates within their politics and their laws and rules, etc. So let me get to that. We'll start with Alexis giving her experience from what she was saying. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen.
All right.
Consciousness. All right, so it's gonna play just a little bit. It got a little length on it, not too long. So I just try to bear with me. I just don't want to, because the whole video is like 40-something minutes, but I cut it in half to like 20. So I'm gonna just let her talk. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So if you need to stop me at any time, just let me know.
No problem.
Okay.
Heard some bad things about her. You've never done business with her. You were never going to do business with her, especially while you were doing business with me. Now, if you poison me, all of a sudden, I need to go to her to save my fucking life. Like, what kind of shit is that? Nobody can save my life but me, my ancestors, and God. Not another human being. I would never get on my knees to beg a woman to save my life, especially if you're not a medical doctor. You don't have the cure. You're not a surgeon. You can't do anything in the medical arena to save my life. Why, or spiritually save my life? Why would you tell me that I need to go to her after you fucking poisoned me and now tell me I have to get on my knees to her for her to save my life when you gave me the fucking poison? Oh, well, did you get it from her? I don't. That's the kind of shit that I had to deal with. But prior to me, them sending him to me, now I know they're all together. They sent him to me when they.
What she's speaking about is a guy named he had some herbs and stuff he was selling from off the West Coast called D Herbs. And
Jyoti Ma'at Ra.
Right, and he poisoned Alexis with his. He was giving her his herbs, but he was mixing it up a certain way to poison her to make her sick, and then was telling her she need to go to Queen of Four to heal her. See, they got all these different arms and tentacles within the organization that they send at certain people, and they tried to rope her in. Okay, so she's the one. Of course, you've been around long enough. She had vagina power when she was coming up way back in 2000.
I remember.
Right. And then Phil Valentine and making claims that he was actually writing philosophical stuff dealing with the womb. So Queen of Four took from both of them and concocted that book, which is a bestseller now because of both of those two individuals. So I just wanted to put some context to who she's talking about.
They were bad-mouthing me and blocking other opportunities for me. I went to New York, and Queen of Four's son knew that I was coming. He had already met me in Atlanta. He said that he was going to be there with me at my event. He came to the house that I was staying at. It was basically this woman, I don't know if she was Jamaican or West Indian. I was stupid back then and naive, for listening to people and believing people that send me emails and, oh, I love you. I'm a fan. I want to help you. This is what they did. I think it was Bed-Stuy, New York. Oh, I would really love to bring you here. I don't know why you're not as bigger and mainstream as you should be. Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know why you're not as big as you should be. I mean, now, as you know, I know why I'm not. I know why I wasn't in that arena.
You needed me to stop? What's up?
Yeah. Thank you. I just want to say, that's, according to her, I don't know Jyoti Ma'at Ra personally, but I did speak to him once on the phone, and I think we shared a few emails. And that's when he was D Herbs, and then he had D Hair Store, and I think now it's another name, and probably Jyoti Ma'at Ra or something like that. I personally don't see him poisoning somebody, but if that's what she claims, that's what she claims. So I just want but feel free.
She was saying, she was getting her stuff directly from him, not the store. So they had.
Get it. I remember she had a video. She was all swollen, and she said it was because of the product. I actually forgot that, but now it comes back to me. So many things happened over the years. Yeah,
that's what she was saying because she was getting it directly from him, and he was working for Queen of Four. That's what the whole thing is about. So whenever your audience get a chance, they can just go and listen to the whole thing in total. But I just clipped what I needed to get.
Yeah, of course.
Make the point. All right.
Of course. Yes.
Okay. Let me go back.
And I know it's never going to happen in that arena. And then she said, I love you. I have a group of people that love you. We're willing to pay to bring you here. You can stay with me. In New York, we're going to set up your event. I know people in the entertainment industry, and she had started contacting different people to say I was going to be there. And some of the people started, they actually showed up. They did my makeup for me. They did an interview for me, and some of the mainstream people that were mainstream media at the time in 2010. And I came up to stay at her apartment, and then she said, oh, I have a production crew. They love you too. I told them about you. They're gonna tape your event, which was the metaphysics of sex, and Alexis K. Tyler, vagina power, penis power, sperm power. They're going to tape all that for you for free, and it's going to be the latest technology, state of the art, and it was absolutely beautiful. I don't have the tape, Sister Nova. I've never seen it again because they let me see it, and then they stole it from me. I had my YouTube channel with a sample of it. They had my YouTube channel taken down, basically trying to erase any evidence of what they had done to me. Okay, so I got there, Supernova, Queen Afua's son. He came over to the house. He was with me at the event. Actually, sometimes I go into trance. I was in trance. He was right there. Everybody saw him with me, holding me, taking me out of the event. Because I when I go into trance, I literally pass out. And I thought he was my friend. I thought he loved me. And then I found out the guys who taped it were blood gang members. He said he works to bring, he's a gang member as well. I think he said he was a blood gang member, but
Well, salute. Cheers. This is scoop of the mega greens, concentrated plant proteins, and the some lemon and water. So Wellness Warrior salute. Y'all know when I have my flag on, I'm a little more fired up than usual. It's not a rag for me. It's flag. Rag form is I'm banging. I'm not a banger, I'm a builder. So it's in flag form.
he works with Bloods and Crips the same way, that Nipsey Hussle was doing. I didn't know they were under Nipsey Hussle at the time, working them. And, Nipsey Hussle was at Lauren London. And now I see that Lauren London is a student of Queen Afua, along with Erykah Badu. A lot of other entertainers are up under this woman, and they worship this woman. I didn't know, all of that, and how they have entertainers and actors, dancers, and singers all up under handlers and spiritual gurus and preachers and mega preachers and evangelists that take the Baphomet oath, and they are Masons and Eastern Stars, and the Eastern Stars are female Mason, and they control religion, law, politics, and inside those circles is always something sexual with boys, sex with men, sex with women. The preachers involved in the orgies, the preachers' wives are involved in the orgies, and these are the leaders that they appoint over all of the entertainers, as well as they control and run the gangs. So I didn't realize that that's what was going on, Sister Nova, at the time. And that's who, I didn't realize how much danger I was in, thinking this young man was my friend and protecting me. I didn't know that he was being handled by his mother and then put around to handle me. And when he was there, I did the event. I went out in trance. They took me outside to give me fresh air and pour water on me. And when I became conscious again, I went back in to finish up. I did the question and answer that was on tape. I went back to the young lady's house that was from the islands, I think Jamaican or something like that. And the gang members had my tape. And I saw that they were talking to Supernova at my event. You could tell they knew each other, but he's trying to act like he didn't know him, okay? We got home, got to her house, and then I said, put the gang member, he called himself Lex Luthor. I think like the guy from one of the comic book series. I don't know if that's Batman, Superman, whatever. And people are saying, Alexis, you should have looked at the name Lex Luthor, and you should have known not to trust this person. It's always the victim's fault, right? It's my fault. So I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about the character Lex Luthor. But she put him on the phone, and I said, I'm getting ready to leave New York to go to Atlanta tomorrow. Can I please have my footage? Even though you wanted to give it to me for free, I made money from selling tickets at my event. I'll pay you. It's okay. What's the cost? He then says, I don't want your money. I'm not going to sell it to you. This is what I want to do. I'm going to give it to you, give you a copy. You're going to go to Atlanta and you're going to sell it every month. And then you're going to send me a payment every month of 40%. And you keep 60%. And I said, no, I'm not interested in doing that. I own the trademarks and the copyrights to the information inside of the footage. Even though you own the footage at this time, you told me it was mine. Now you're saying it's not mine.
Just so you know, if anybody may be confused a little bit, she's talking about when she came to New York, Queen Afua paid for her to come to New York, and she was going to teach on vagina power because that's what made her famous when she was on Facebook years ago and YouTube, and that was becoming hot. And so what they did was they taped everything, and then they stole her material and threatened her with the bloods for her not to be able to get anything off her because she wouldn't settle for, I think they were saying 60-40, whatever it was, because she didn't want to give them a percentage of something that she made and all that on her own. They was trying to extort her. So this is why her and Queen Afua and all of them fell out, because of they was trying to take over her work, basically let her pretty much like ghostwrite her own stuff, but they make the money off of it, which is like in the reverse. So that's what she's telling the story, how Queen Afua was trying to extort her from her works.
And you want to own it, but now we both own it. You own 40%, I own 60%. And I'm telling you, I'm not interested in that. It's my material. I wrote it. You know, the Spirit gave it to me. It comes from my talent. It comes from within me. How do I look? Nobody wrote, directed, and produced that but me. Why would I now split it with you? And that wasn't the agreement. I'll buy it from you. He's like, I'm not selling it to you. So since you don't want to do a 60-40 split, you're not getting it at all. And I said, that's fine with me, because I guess you thought I was dumb because I have a country accent. But I already know that because I own the federal copyrights and trademarks, you can't sell it to any store. Blockbuster, you can't. And if you go to 125th and sell it, somebody, because it was a lot of people from New York that loved me, that was at my event, almost like 200 people. They knew about it, and they started to let him know, if we see you sell it, we're going to buy it and give it to her so that she can get a lawyer and go to court and sue you because you stole her footage. And everybody knows that that's hers. Nobody came up with vagina power, penis power, and sperm power before Alexis or after Alexis. Y'all stole her shit. And so they didn't sell it on 125th. They just basically held it in private when they couldn't blackmail me and give it to me. I then started shopping around for lawyers in New York. And what I realized was, like, the lawyers were telling me, you have a good case, but if you can't find out where this person lives, they changed their address. The people that knew him, even the girl I was staying with, acted like she didn't know anything about it. But Sister Nova, she wouldn't give me the man's address. She wouldn't give me his legal name. I had to find a legal name with someone else's help, but then he was changing addresses. So I couldn't get a lawyer in Atlanta or New York to serve him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I had no address to serve a subpoena. And they deliberately, everybody got together after what he had done to me and refused to help me get an address or tell me where this person was. It's like they thought, and these were all conscious community people, so righteous, so upstanding. They thought that that was the right thing to do. They were laughing. It was even grown-ass men that's supposed to be so spiritual and strong laughing. And I saw in blogs, well, this is Alexis's fight. Stay out of it. Let her figure out how to get herself out of it. Now, Sister Noble, you know and I know, if there is no man that I'm married to inside of that conscious community, or screwing or dating, if I don't have a mother or father inside of that that's respected, if I don't have any gang leaders or gang members that have any clout or that are respected, that can create a sit down, they knew that me by myself, I was not going to get my stuff back. So that tells me it was a conspiracy. And it wasn't a false conspiracy, because you see still the result. I still don't, that happened in 2010, the beginning of 2010, as we're going into the spring. I still never got my footage back, nor have I seen the footage released on the street. So Supernova knew what was going on, his brother Ali. So I know his mother knew what was going on. It was very public. It was all over the internet. I was doing interviews about it. I called him. I called Supernova. I was on the phone. His brother got on the phone, and I asked could he help me. And his brother jumped in and said, look, we don't have anything to do with that. So what your stuff got stole up here in New York? We're just going to sit back and watch you deal with it. We're not in it. We're not going to get in it. That's your problem on your own. Just like that. And when I saw on Facebook, another woman that studied gang culture was involved in it, told me to look. She said, do you see here how once you've exposed them on Facebook, Lex Luthor, there was an Asian guy, a couple of black guys, they were in it, and the same girl whose house I stayed in, she stopped speaking to me. She stole merchandise from me, clothes from me, refused to mail me my clothes. When they were questioned about it, they pulled the shade down on the profile page on Facebook. And the lady said, would you go to Supernova's page? When I went to Supernova's page, he had pulled the shade down on his profile, just like them, the same page, in the same position, the same dates, to show solidarity with these men that had done this to me, refused to speak to me, refused to get involved in it, and refused to tell me how to handle it or who to speak to resolve it. They knew that was my footage. To this day, nobody has ever come up with vagina power, spiritual sexuality since 2010. We're in 2021. Nobody has a copyright on that. Nobody has a trademark on that, which tells me that they meant to do that to me. So right after that, Queen Afua comes out with a book when my footage is missing on the metaphysics of sex and vagina power. She then comes out with a book like a month later, or like maybe within a few days or a week later, Sister Noble, called Healing the Wounded Vagina. She never even used the word vagina. She used womb or sacred womb. Now all of a sudden you're using the word vagina. You can Google it if you think I'm lying. It came out in 2010.
Tasha K wrote this the other day, and I'm so glad she did. I shared the video because it's basically confirmation of what I said about Brother Polite, his crew, Afua, Puma, Baby Mama, all these people tied into the conscious community and the gang banging, the Bloods, the Crips, other other gangs to the Nipsey Hussle assassination, murder, and the conspiracy and the plotting of it. What bothered me the other day is that Polite said that all of y'all, including Nipsey's parents, wanted to say when Nipsey got shot in the head that it was for God's will, and when Kobe Bryant got killed in the helicopter that it was God's will. Said, so when you're talking about Nipsey Hussle and Kobe Bryant, their deaths were for God's will. He said, but when something happens to him, people are saying that that's what he gets and he deserves it. And it made me confirmed what I said before. I knew he was there when Nipsey Hussle was assassinated. I knew that he was a part of the circle and the organizations that were tied to people involved in the assassination and the conspiracy of the assassination of Nipsey Hussle. There are a lot of different groups running together, and a lot of those are from the conscious community and from New York. The spiritual teacher of Puma, Baby Mama, Cross's mother, is also the female leader of Afua from New York City with her son, and Polite has said that that is his godmother, and he is a high-ranking gang member general and murderer who has been to prison for murder and gangbanging, who said that Queen Afua is his godmother and that he will do anything for her. He watches over her along with the other gang members. That's why a lot of people fear them, and when they do dirty shit, people are afraid to tell us. And when they did that to me, as I told you in 2010, when I went to New York, I was lured to New York City to do a lecture, The Metaphysics of Sex. I was with Abua's son, who was right there the whole time, and at the house where I was staying at. They then set me up, as I said, enemies in common, took my footage that belonged to me that I tried to pay for, refused to pay for it, refused to take my money, and then told me, and this was a blood gang member who was also friends with them and in the same clique, said they would murder me and have my son murdered if I came back to New York and went to court.
It's in my life like that. Now, in some other black people's lives, he would be that high. That's how it appears from their position. After being empowered, when you are empowered, people like them start looking a little smaller. They don't look that great. You understand? So I'm just saying it's different levels of consciousness. I understand.
Now look who Polite sitting with. This is why I put this clip in here.
From his position, what he means and represents, and he may not even be speaking for himself. He may be speaking for the brother or sister out here that's lost. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to throw a shot at him directly. I'm just making it clear that it's...
Look at the pedophile Dr. York over there to his right, being held up by one of his workers. Look at Dr. York picture right there. Big ass picture. You see it?
You see it? Yeah.
Our level of consciousness is our level of consciousness. So the level of consciousness that I'm coming into, I dare to say it's a higher frequency, and thus the focal point may be compromising the integrity of what he's trying to project by the time he gets into another generation. When my brother here talks about white supremacy, right? I say to my generation, white supremacy rarely exists. Many people in my generation don't bear witness to it, including myself. I wasn't there for the dogs to hose us down. I wasn't there to be raped or castrated. And shit, even when I watch the news, I have to wonder how much of this is propaganda. Even when they show me quarterly every 3 months, someone was gunned down 15, 20 times.
Woman to speak to the Crips and the Bloods.
I remember that.
About 350, 400 young people in our center.
I remember that.
Out in and outside. And that was the beginning. He prepared them. He put myself, Supernova Islam, Hip Hop Medicine Man, prepared them and brought out the Village papers and set up the division. So when we were introduced, when the brothers primarily were being introduced, it was the murder, this one, and the names started showing up. But who were they murdering? Each other, us. So we're saying, yes, we know the white supremacy because this building at Clayton Powell, we didn't put these bricks up.
No, we didn't.
We're not making money from this.
No, we're not.
So that would be classified as white supremacy. But when I look at a white looking woman, I don't look at her as more superior than me because I'm the very foundation of everything.
You know what I'm saying? We don't always have to agree. This is what we do when we love each other. Families fight all the time.
That's right.
So I just want that to be clear.
Just let it be known that the premise of this whole thing, as far as we're concerned, if we provided more services for our community, if we provided more services for our community would be able to trust each other. If, when I go to school to be educated, they're white. When I have to have my wife deliver her child, the people in the hospital are white. When I have to go buy food, the people making the food are white. If every time I need a service, I have to go to another race, eventually I can't trust you because my way of life is predicated upon getting services from people who don't look like you.
So, all of them
vaguely remember hearing something about that.
So, it's a lot of criminal activity that took place, and all of them are practicing mercy and forgiveness. And that's what makes them not talk. This is why we have to do something. It ain't one bigger now. It ain't about us doing that now because the rest of them got the forces, them put the big people on it now. Look, I put this together. Now look how this dude look. The gang member. This is Queen of Fool's son. Look at this. Look at this dude. Look at this.
Mali presents Back in the Day, starring Kimi Casanova. Right on, baby. Right on.
I can take you far, baby.
You are now tuned in to the soft sound.
You ever seen him just like this before?
Mac Daddy, let me get it started. Talk my shit better. Fat nigga on a fraternity. I'm a big stepper. I'm plain Jane. All y'all rock is designer. Bitches throw pussies at me. All I rock is vaginas. I just be laid back. All I got is recliners. I wouldn't join the Navy shit. All I got is Rihanna. You jive turkeys is frivolous. I
just threw that in there just so they can see how silly it looks. But these people really are, this is who they really are. When you start looking at that, you wearing gang colors, you got all these tattoos, you got a lot of Egyptian characters and stuff on his neck. Just ridiculous. Like you can't mix the two. You know what I'm saying? Because they allow this though. They allow this type of foolishness, but you had anything you wanted to say before we move on?
But I was surprised when he was speaking like the first time he was on the screen, like because I used to see him like way back when he had the red and blue bandanas, you know what I'm saying, how he would carry the ankh, you know what I'm saying. Then I saw he was into music. He had a clip, you know, he had a music video like Nicki Minaj and all that. I mean, nothing wrong with doing music. And then I saw that he went to the army, but the way it looked like recently, like, you know, it's different, you know what I'm saying?
He used to have hair. He started losing his hair.
Well, I guess he's in his 50s, you know, so you know, a lot of time people will shave their head when they get that age. But the whole vibe, the whole, you know, like you know, it's not even V-neck. It was like all the way in like that, and I don't know, but I'm not making any accusation or just be surprised, you know.
Yeah, he's dressing like Prince. That's how he look. He looking like Prince with those sweet looking attire. There ain't no man, no real man wear that. That's not masculine. But this is what Alexis K. Tyler was saying, that he played both sides with men and women. And she also said in other clips that Queen Afua on the low is a witch. She plays into the occult and they do magic and stuff on each other. This is facts. If you playing around in Hollywood, everybody knows those people is into the occult, whether it's Hollywood, the music industry, all that stuff is wickedness. So them being all around each other, again, all you got to do is look, and you can tell that's what's going on, that they are into that stuff heavy. And she's you know, she has psychic abilities. I watched a lot of stuff. She does be in contact with spirits and certain people's spirits and stuff like that. And she
Alexis or Queen Afua?
Yeah, Alexis. Mm-hmm. And she said that, you know, Nipsey came to her a couple of times and said that he was murdered. I did a couple of videos on my Agenda 21 when I was following the money, and showed how a lot of those billionaires from Russia was buying up all these sports teams in America. And when they was doing that New York Knicks thing up there in New York, Jay-Z was instrumental in getting that whole thing done that way, and all the people got pushed out from that area because it drove up the property price and stuff, and they had that big old thing over there. They couldn't afford that, and he was lying in the beginning, and it was a whole bunch of mess with it. But when Nipsey died, Jay-Z did a freestyle. I don't know if you remember that. And
no, I didn't know that fact.
Yeah, he did a freestyle, and I broke the whole rap down, and you could tell in the lyrics he was basically saying how he was telling Nipsey we was finna make a whole bunch of money, like 100 mil, just lay low, da da da. And he was like, "Oh, I didn't know they was gonna kill Nipsey," because I understand what Jay-Z them is involved in. I seen it was a cryptic message within what he said. And so it's a lot dealing with these dudes, especially in New York. And again, these conscious community hustlers is no different than the politicians. They just speak in a way that articulate what black people can understand, but they all both promise you stuff and then give you something different. So they all the same to me. Let me go to.
But you know, at one point from the audio, because there's the first part where we could see the Lady Noble, and then the other part where we could actually see Alexis K. Tyler.
Right.
But the first part, it sounded like she was suggesting like some blurs from New York had something to do with Nipsey's death, and it sounds like reaching to me.
It's where it's coming out like that. It was a gang. It was from what I was hearing when I was watching the Nipsey thing for a minute, you know. But again, that's like I'm saying, she's speaking from a spiritual aspect because she would channel Nipsey a lot when you go to her YouTube. When I was doing research for this video, and I actually got her permission to use her clips and stuff in the video, and I showed it in one of them. That she gave me permission because I told her what I was trying to do, and she gave me blessings because they was exposing them dudes. That's why. And so yeah, she was saying that he was killed. It was a hit. It may have been the guy who may have shot Nipsey may have been from over there, but it's a bigger connection. And I told you Jay-Z's rap that he freestyled on. I'm telling you, listen to it. If you watch the videos that I did, you'll say, okay, Tar, I see how you came to that conclusion. So that's why I told you it's a syndicate that's underneath all of this stuff. And a lot of people doesn't understand what they're seeing. And that all these dudes got something on each other. That's why Saw can make these dudes do whatever. The same thing like Lex Vortex, he put it there. After you spanked him that day when he came in there and said that about you and your daughter, which was totally out of pocket, then like later on, I think the next day he put an old clip of Lex Vortex taking up for him. But I'm like, this is an old clip. And then that's why I sent you the up-to-date clip of Lex going in on the House of Consciousness. And when he had your face in it, he didn't mention you, but he was just going in on them. So, and then, or he look what he did with Mr. Chris. Roped him in and had him being a little chihuahua barking. And I'm like, you know, so that's why I just got involved. Number one, for the overall, but to show him that people like you don't really pay attention to what they do. They like, see, I noticed that. Anybody that comes in front of, let's say, your channel and my channel, or even a young Heru, like we break it down like a lawyer, like a prosecutor. You take it and you take it like the minutes in the court. You listen to everything he said. That's what I did when I went to that video, and I said, let me listen to him. And man, so I kept commenting under the video. I said, yo, this is a great bill because the person exposed himself. He clearly exposed himself, and it brought context to when you was playing this video. I didn't say nothing that the couple of days when, remember, he came to your YouTube and asked you why you put his name in there. But he stayed and talked, so I thought y'all was cool. But then, like the day or so later, when he was barking about old beef tube and y'all coming out to sign out the money, and I said, okay, let me get involved in this a little bit more to get more context. And then there it was.
But you know, just for the record, he came on and asked, you know, what his name was on there, but maybe he didn't see the rest. But because he's like, and when I told him, you know, things were saying about my daughter, plus I showed, you know, on the screen, you know, what he wrote in the chat. It was like, and then I put him off the channel. So it wasn't even really a conversation like that. And then he wasn't happy about me putting over the panel. But I was like, okay, I know where he's standing now. So, you know, no more things to be said. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, like, come on. But yeah, I mean, somebody yesterday told me that he removed one of his stream. You know, he made a live stream. So I don't know what he said. I don't know who he talked about. I don't know if he addressed me. Like I told people, I'm not even listening to the dude. If he puts my name or if somebody tells me, okay, he mentioned you, yeah, I may go, you know, if they tell me the timestamp, something like that. And even the first time, I knew he addressed me. I didn't bother, but somebody in the chat said, you know, he actually agreed with what Senator said about your daughter. So I was like, for real? And that was live, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up playing it, you know. But yeah, if people want me to pay notice, to pay attention, then all they have to do is just put my name on it. Otherwise, you know, somebody may tell me, but you know, man, he's gonna see how far he goes with that. You know what I'm saying? You know. But,
how long has he been on YouTube?
Oh, I don't know. We can find out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna say because he says on every channel. So well, okay, on his channel because he's been around. I didn't know, but he was part of so many different crews. You know, so many different teams. So he's been his YouTube account, his current YouTube account is since April 2018.
Yeah, that's still younger than Young Pharaoh. So that's Johnny Come Lately. 2016 forward is Johnny Come
2018.
Yeah, he that again. That's what people like him do. The energy in those type of individuals, they try to attach themselves with people who got history, so they can have a reference point. That's why he does that same thing with Pharaoh. He came in at around the time when Polite was about to blow, but. Well, he was blowing a little bit, and the Unk and all of them was still together. Then it split up. So Pharaoh was like pretty much got a little bit of the last of what that was. The rest just went up between Umar Johnson, Polite, some of those good debates. Tazariak, he always maintained a good piece. Tariq Nasheed. Who else we had in there? We had a few that keeps, you know, Nature Boy, matter of fact, can't forget him. And they little cliques and groups that blew away from all of that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they come in and their intentions wrong. And I didn't like I said, the bill was good, but he just kept cutting in on you, and he kept saying things when it was clear that you had a certain pattern you was going, and you was talking about Africa and Afrikaners, and he just kept interjecting just because he wanted to let it be known that he knew something. And it's not, it's like when you do that, when it's like,
oh, okay, my bad. You see, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I thought you were talking about the time when he called in and ask him about the, you know, Sa saying he doesn't give a F about Maduro. You're talking about another,
No,
the
I'm
one that
talking
you
about.
play. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about that. Yeah, the
Yeah.
one. Okay, let me go back. The one you
Yeah.
just talked about when he called in that morning. I was
Yeah.
watching that one
Yeah.
a couple of days ago, like last week. That's
Yeah.
when I first, you know. But then when I went back, I was just trying, like I told you,
Some previous convo. Yeah.
previous combo. That's
Yeah.
the one I ran.
Yeah.
Y'all did that one 2021, and I
Yeah.
told you I'm trying to like go through some of your old stuff just to get a basic understanding of, you know, of you and your views and stuff like that. That's when I seen him on there, and when
Hey,
you
he
know,
still come through.
right, that's what I'm saying.
He's
I seen the energy was different from, you know, when he started caping for Sarnetto, when Sarnetto put the batter in his back, and he went out there talking about, yeah, you know, Sarnetto told me you coming for his family, and no, you ain't coming from. He came for your family first of all. He for you, Shaka. Then the money, ain't nobody saying about no money. The thing is, he is trying to make his money from YouTube because he ain't gonna go out and get no job and all that. It's a hustle. He took the Harlem Street hustle, stealing from other people, and went to YouTube and doing the same thing. And whenever people like us shine the light on what he's done, then the money start getting funny because people, his subscribers or supporters, probably chit chatting and asking him questions. That's the money that he's afraid of losing. That support. That's all that is. His donations, his fan base. And again, his fan base, all they got to do is keep looking at what me and you are doing, and other people like Haven Bullets and
Young Hero.
Like, if they watch all of this stuff back to back for at least a whole day straight, unbiased, they can clearly concede and conclude that Sarnetta is a pedophile supporter, and he uses controversy to get paid and draw people in. When you, man, listen, when you said how Sarnetta sell the debates more than once, he'll get the money for the debate that they're gonna pay. Then he'll come back a couple of days later. Or ain't he all, you know,
get some donations so I can pay. You play,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then I ain't hear my cash up go off. Then later on, you know, if y'all missed that debate, you know, y'all can pay for it. I'll play it again. And I remember him doing it a couple of times. I said, wow, that's the Flim Flam Harlem Shake right there. I said, yo, this it's sick, it's sad, and it's doing so much damage to our people. And that's why I did the video I did the other night with Nature Boy in it. Like, how you gonna get past that? Between Polite, Nature Boy, the Mighty Hebrew, come on, man. And then,
I mean, there's even more. But those guys, they know. But seems like every week we find out there's another guy who was into some child molestation or rape. It's just bananas. I didn't even know about the Nature Boy dude. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that he was charged with rape.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
like, damn, man.
And he was raping them over there, having sex with the other girls, taking their girls, having sex with them, giving them herpes, and they was having sex behind Nature Boy. And he almost got him killed when they was in Costa Rica riding around in another dude vehicle. He left over there, but the tags weren't right. And I think they was riding into town and got stopped. He on there, we all finna die. He trying to get everybody killed. They got their ass whooped over there. And
I remember.
You remember that? So a nut job.
No, not that. I was gonna say, I remember this guy who testified. He basically talked about his experience, and he was saying that, you know, the dude kind of put his hand on his girl's private in front of him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And and he went in, and, you know, I didn't pay too much attention to them because, you know, I saw they were arguing and all that. This one girl was there for a long time, and people tried to tell her, look, man, you're being manipulated and all that. But, you know, they're doing that willingly. That video that you had when they're fighting, I was like, man, that's just messed up. But they're doing that on their own will. You know what I'm saying? You know, they could take the gloves if they want, but, you know, it's just some people are just weak-minded, and some people can identify that and take advantage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. When the first time when I saw they were living over there, you know, in Costa Rica and all that, I'm like, okay, they're living in nature, it's different, stuff like that. Then one day, I found out, you know, that he admitted that back in the days when he was a bit younger, he starred in some gay porn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, he's coming clean with it. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, I was all about the paper, I was all about the money. But the thing that really disturbed me is the video that I'm sure many people have seen, where he's talking about, you know, sometimes he's in there like that chilling, you know what I'm saying? And then his son touched his penis and he's like, you know, and I think he said, I let him touch my penis.
Yes, he
Like,
did.
how are you
Yes,
gonna
he
say
did.
that?
Yeah.
And he sounded so off, you know. He sounded so off. So when he said that, I was like, okay, I don't know how time listen to this. I mean, honestly, when I heard he used to do gay porn, I was like, okay, well, I guess people can change. But when he said that, you know, about the way he was talking about it, you know, he was too comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like and if he's coming up publicly saying that, what can he do behind the scenes? So, but man, the dude was promoted by the same person, just promoting all those weirdos, man. You know.
Yeah, he came clean about the porn because somebody put the video out. He didn't say that before then. Somebody
I get you. Yeah, indeed.
And that's when he admitted to it. I mean, Sarnetta questioned him about it, that and his son touching his penis. But again, number one, Sarnetta is not qualified to question individuals about really anything except the Bible. But even with that, you got to have context. But when it comes to just dealing with people, and again, he won against York, and I got all those clips where him and Polite was going back. He's like, Polite, you remember when I used to bang on York and you were scared to come across the street, so you sent Aminette across the street, and because I was going on York so hard, he had that story. Then him and Ali Muhammad and Red Pill did a joint on York being guilty. They were sitting down. He got plenty of videos over the years where he said York was guilty and he believed it. But then he changed it when Polite started coming up, or when he brought Prince York around. Once Prince York started, he decided he wanted to try to make Prince York the next heavyweight. He started backtracking on York being guilty and stuff like that. I mean, it's the same game he plays all the time. And when you play that clip, because I don't think I remember seeing it. I think that was a new one for me. But that was such a great clip, man, with the music and everything.
It's Uncle Suge. I got it from Uncle Suge.
Because Uncle Suge used to wear him out too bad. He did the same thing with Uncle Suge, trying to put something on him.
Yeah. And
it didn't pan out because him and the girl was never in the same place together. And it was a whole bunch of mess. It was just, you know, but he did the same thing, bump F your mother and all that stuff. And, you know, people just keep letting them get away with that bad behavior. Now, if this was like some Jerry Springer stuff and you didn't have Africa and history and science involved and other guests coming in, then he could be over there just be a trash tube talker. But he's in the midst of it. And then the internet go around the world. And this is why people on the other side of the planet look at us like, yo, y'all some real idiots over there. You know, because they going off what they see. And now Hulu finna put out that 1993 Freaknik when they had a bunch of black people that was coming down to Atlanta having sex on the balcony, acting a damn fool. Now that's gonna come out to the world.
No, they're lawyers, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, and they want the stuff. They don't want the stuff to come out, but you know, that's the thing, man. You know what I'm saying. But what is it that I remember once there was a Nature Boy with his number one lady or long-time lady, and I remember watching a little bit. And when she was speaking, man, she was just like really like spaced out, like, you know, it's like living on Mars or something like that. So I was like, you know, okay, that's enough for me. But was it you who told me you didn't see the clip of that rented lady doing the advertisement, like for the sex phone line? Was it you or was it somebody else?
I seen that.
Oh, I forgot who didn't see it, but somebody told me that he didn't see it. Okay, all right.
If you got it, play it, because that was.
Well, I don't have it handy, but Uncle Sugar has it. In one of Uncle Sugar's video, we see it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That'll be good. All right.
Actually, I think when I found out about it, I think it was when Uncle Sugar played it. I was like, damn, I didn't even know she, you know. But yeah, I know that he has it. He has it for sure. But I forgot who told me that he didn't see it. But somebody said not long ago. Maybe it was more than one, but you know, hey.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I only seen that one. It was like a few girls, and then there's like a little website you can go to. I mean, because I got it when Triple C Treehouse put it up. My homegirl Tasha over there, and you know, she played it, and we just shook our head. You know, I think Triple C's had even talked to. Remember that store where they say Polite was with Renentet and her daddy rolled up on him at a corner store, and he was.
But I remember there's some situation about the one of the stores selling, you know, York stuff. I forgot how All Eyes on Egypt or something like that. But like I heard a tape of a girl saying that like Polite tried to kill her or something like that. But you know, stuff like that. It's like audio. I don't know who's talking. I don't know what's up. But feel free to tell us.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this was when Sonetta was getting that Polite, and he was like, "Yeah, you was acting like a bitch when Renentet or one of them Renentet or one of them girls' father rolled up on him on a corner store." So I was like, "Yeah, you was out there."
Oh, I remember now. Yeah.
Right. The man, my homegirl Triple C, got in contact with the father and talked to him behind the scenes because he was trying to find his daughter. He hadn't seen her since I think that day, and that was years back. And I think Trip C brought this up like a year or two ago. I'm gonna get with her about that, but she was telling us that he had you know, when all this stuff with Polite came out, that's when all this stuff resurfaced again, and he hadn't seen his daughter, and she said he was mad as hell. And he called her, and he was trying to. She was having thoughts about coming on Trip C's show and talking about what happened between her and Polite, and when Crypto Roots was still alive, rest in peace, and all the mess that's going on. It's just all that stuff that's bottled up. Eventually, it's gonna pop, and everything that we've been talking about will reveal itself.
But the trial, yeah.
Once the trial kick in. Yeah, that's when people gonna start talking.
Yeah, and you know, it makes me think about one other guy, another weirdo, King Noble. Is it King Noble?
Yeah, him too.
The guy from Chicago, man. When he came out, you know, he didn't sound bad, you know. And he said that he came from the Moorish doctrine and all that, and then he was being more and more weird, and he had that girl dancing like crazy. He looked like he was doing OnlyFans before OnlyFans, like he was doing some porn stuff. He had some private side stuff like that. And I remember the girl dancing so suggestive. It was so sad, and you know, she looked real young, and he was grinding. Actually, before Polite was grinding on his ladies, he was grinding on her. Like, look at the camera, being happy, like he labeled himself some tough sort of God. I mean, one time he said, you know, oh, that Kemet, you know, another thing that's made up. Yeah, that's made up. Show me the K, the M, and the T. And I did a video and just show it, you know what I'm saying? But then one day he made that video and he said rape is revolutionary. I was like, man, that's it, man. That guy's crazy. He went on, yeah, I ain't gonna spend money and all that. Take a girl out. I'm just gonna take it. Rape is revolutionary. I was like, man, that's it, man. This guy, that's it. You know. And there's a dude, he had like a Caribbean accent, you know, and he was talking about one of his baby mother, you know what I'm saying, who was with him, but the guy just wanted his daughter. He wanted his daughter out of the place because he was saying the place, I think the guy's from Chicago, but the place was like, you know, rat infested, you know what I'm saying, with several people living in there. And he's like, man, I just want my daughter, man. I just want my daughter. I don't give a damn about the rest. I just want my daughter out of this place. So,
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, you seen it.
I remember that story because it was the guy, if I'm not mistaken, he was living in Canada, and King Noble was getting women to come there. So he was Nature Boy before Nature Boy, and they had a big house they were staying in Chicago, and they was coming down there. He was knocking them up, getting them on welfare, and he was taking the money. And that one person he got, that dude was, I remember him, he got online. That man was crying that he wanted his daughter back. He didn't care about the mom. He said, I want my daughter. She down there with this cult leader. And the FBI eventually got involved. That's when he left and ran to Atlanta, Georgia. I remember that. And guess what? He was down there with Sonetta and them when they was having the wars down there. That's why I said in the video, I said, why y'all ain't beat the braids out of King Noble head after all of the damage he did to black women and children? Y'all down there taking pictures with King Noble and all this stuff. a clown. Sonetta I'm telling you, he is the worst of the worst, and he had all these people around his kids. Talking about anybody else. Look him up.
Well, check this out. Maybe you heard it already, but for those who didn't hear that, hold on. Where is it? The guy said this.
Let's not forget the mighty Hebrew nigga, who you get constantly on your channel, who's on all the Hebrews channel. Don't forget the mighty Hebrew, the bald head nigga, been already incarcerated in prison for molesting a young child. He came home and they violated him again because the nigga was trying to fuck with another child.
Now, mind you, I didn't know he said this. I had that clip after, you know what I'm saying? But when I was a guest on this panel for the first time, like 5-6 months ago, this is what he said.
Everybody, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Time out, everybody. Time out. Let me say this real quick while you getting your pictures up there, brother.
Oh, it's already up
first
there.
thing I want to let the people know, I love my brother, the mighty Hebrew. Me and Hebrew, we go through our little beefs and fight, and brothers fight. The mighty Hebrew knows me personally. I know him. I know his family. He stayed at my house a few times. Him, his family, his children. So it's all.
He stayed at your house
a few times.
A few times. After you just said he went to jail for violating kids twice.
Those guys, man.
That not only you a pedophile supporter, you a pedophile A and B.
He's sheltering.
You a shelter. You giving pedophile the shelter and food and board. Wow.
I mean, you know, as we know, actually when he came on my panel, at one point he said, "Oh, you know that girl, she's no longer my niece through marriage or my wife's niece through marriage." So apparently there must have been some divorce, and I think he knows that it's so horrible for him to talk about that situation. The girl, the 14-year-old girl, or what, you know, I'm saying she was like 14 or 15, but I think he said 14, and she ran off with Polite because she was in love with him, and he only talked about it when he had money problems, and which shows that the dude. He didn't care about this. If he cared about that person, because there's some other video where he says, "Oh, well, I can't really talk about it because she's family. But he had no problem calling his sister. I mean, her sister, the girl's sister. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when he had money problems, that's when he talked about it.
That's it.
When he didn't have no money problem, he was cool with it.
That's it. Because capitalism is his heaven, and money is his God. And he's an atheist, he's anti-African, and he's pro foolishness, he's pro pedophile, he's pro criminal behavior. Nobody's lying on him. You got the clips, and this is what he feels the most because it's the truth. We seen it. I never heard that clip, and the one that the mighty Hebrew on there when Pharaoh went back that first time he had on the dude with the black bees live in Tanzania. Wasn't that the mighty Hebrew?
That's him.
Okay, all right. See, that's recent. After all of that, that's your brother. Why do you do all of that? He give room and board the pedophiles. Not just get money with them. You let them stay in your house. That's why I said that in the video I made on Mr. Chris. Like, really? If you still caping with this dude after all of this? This is not when it's dealing with harming women and children, especially, that's automatic beef. In whatever form it is. It's not just beef, it's really just you trying to be a protector and do the best that you can for some other people who are weak-minded, who may be in a bad place and they being taken advantage of. Sonetta is the father of this foolishness. He talking about I'm the godfather of consciousness. You's a thief.
I never seen in my life a YouTube channel that invites convicted rapists, convicted child molesters on a regular basis to teach. But Chris Snakes, he messed up. He said that the ISUPK guy who is in prison for child molestation is Zayak's cousin. That I didn't know.
I didn't either.
Now it makes sense. Because if Chris all the way in Florida knows that, those guys in New York, they have to know that. They've been
Right.
very quiet about that. So it's like, okay,
And
they
I'm
feel like,
done.
you know, they're defending their interests, they're defending their crew. But the things that, you know, when he was Africa Bambaataa, it was press conferences. You know, Tazariak was there on so many videos talking about it. You know, it's just weird, man. You know, it's not Tazariak's fault, whatever his cousin did, but to go against people and try to label them, you know, so many different things, you know what I'm saying, just because you're dealing with stuff that's said publicly. I mean, what's the deal? You know, like that lady, you know, she talked about some of this stuff going on, like back when Polite invited to Zayat's wife, you know what I'm saying? So,
I remember that.
but finally, you know, it was after the weigh-in, I got the clip where he said that he's financially supposed to person. Then we have this other clip of Saneda acting like he's confronting him about it, but he must have been in a bad mood about something, you know, because that's how it is sometimes, you know, he will, you know, but just doesn't make no sense, you know what I'm saying? But they were very careful to hide the fact that he was a dude's cousin, you know?
Right.
What's that? I don't know what this OOOs is. I don't know what Procomo is. And what do you say? Hey, Shaka, did Professor James will ever get in touch with you? To your knowledge, has any elders who either represent or support the conscious community ever address any of this nonsense? Well, I'm glad you asked me the question. Let me just make a rundown of the messages that I've sent. Hold on.
Acacia 254. They give you the, if you really wanted to know exactly what my name means, go to my YouTube and look at some. I did some videos called Introduction to Tar Kenu. That way it explains the whole thing with my name and the letters and what they represent from a scientific standpoint. Because we ain't got the time to go into that right now. It'll take us away from that. So it's on my YouTube. Just go back a good bit because I dropped videos like Tupac was dropping the album. So you gotta go back.
You gotta catch up. Now, for the record, I decided to call. It was suggested by the brother David to call the elder brother Professor James Smalls, and I did. We had a nice convo. He was interested about this child molestation issue, so I did send him the quote summary of the Hebrew dude. He did reply to tell me that he had received them, but that was the 20th of April. So that was actually just, you know, nine days ago, actually, you know. Then, what is it that I shared there? Yeah, I've shared the part where, you know, Scam Cheddar got Shaka Amos to talk sideways about me because I gave him the courtesy that I was going to address something like it's something bad to do. Then I shared, hold on, Scam Cheddar talking about drug live on air and even Reggie, you know, objecting to that. Then I shared the Scam Cheddar talking about, you know, me, you know, being inappropriate with my daughter in the chat. Then I've shared the screen print of Scam Cheddar saying, let's see if Professor James Smalls, Professor James Small, Baba Heru, or Jabari Osasi can stop me. Then I've shared Scam Cheddar talking with Tazariak saying, you know, it's hypocritical because you have a ICPK member who is in prison for child molestation. He was found guilty. But every time he talks about that, it's to come to the defense of Polite. You know, it's not really like he cares about child molestation. And then what else? And then I've shared, just today, Scam Cheddar defending child molesters. So I didn't get any response. The other brother said he would get back to me in a few days. You know, at first I think he said like, you know, 3-4 days. Then, you know, later on he said a few days. So I'm like, okay, it looks like it's going to be a few weeks. And who knows, maybe a few months. But, you know, when the trial is up, anybody want to come and, you know, holler at me or talk publicly saying, oh, that's messed up. To me, it's going to be too late. You know, that's, you know, it's the same with Jabari. It's the same with Baba Heru, Ma'at, all these so-called elders. You know, when the trial takes place, it's going to be too late to act like, you know, oh, I wasn't feeling that. No. They have the time. They can talk. And Professor Leonard Jeffries, I was told that he had some health issues, but I think he may have recovered because he's scheduled on the ASCAC thing coming up. So, you know, I don't hear from him. We don't hear from elders, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. I mean, dang. We have Sarnetta on tape defending a convicted child molester, man. What more do we need? You know? And then when we say, you know, he's a pedophile defender or child molester defender, he's not happy. Then he wants to act like I called him a pedophile. When he's angry, you called him a pedophile. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say this again, because that person who contacted me, you know, I didn't reply. So that person said, oh, it may be better for me to interview you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not replying, man. Whoever you be or whoever you pretend to be, you know, I haven't shared the link now, but I guess I'll share it after. But you know what? Let me just share it now. You can just get on the panel directly, but I don't believe it is the person who he claimed to be. But anyway, feel free, brother. Feel free, brother Tar. If you some other things you want to share with us, feel free, brother.
Yeah, yeah, we can go to the next video so we can get that out the way. Let me go. Share my screen.
Yeah.
All right. This one here is gonna be
But I'm sorry, let me just say this, just for the record. I had a response after I sent the court summary. All the emails that I sent, I didn't get any response. I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm just saying for the record. Go ahead, brother.
Okay.
There it is.
All right. You can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cut the volume up. Let's go. It's a runaway train. And one of the things that Inky said on Taharka, he said everybody need to be putting pressure on Queen Afua too.
And even added a few to my book called The Wounded Womb. Science be damned. Common sense be the goal. But you say, Reverend Valentine, how can we have common sense without scientific analysis of the problem? Easy. Common sense was our ancestors' science. All formulas for the sciences of being and behavior grew from the intuitive pool of common sense. Western medical science and all of the reeking intellectual horseshit you've been mentally digesting as your education was based on an ecclesiastical belief system that teaches you to become a legalized dope pusher. And when I say dope pusher, I mean dope dealer from both perspectives. The kind that you give people by prescription and the kind that you dispense to people as professional advice. The same advice that can't save you as a doctor from contracting the same damn diseases you claim to be healing people of. Now, don't I sound belligerent? I'm not. Because when you see what I'm about to unfold for my sisters, and you see what it is that we have to face as a people, and what it is and how intrinsic and how subtle and how devious the plan was to separate us, the man and the woman, from each other, and how to play the game of power between the two in the home, you'll understand why our sisters are suffering here today. Now, before I go on at the break, when we do have our break, and brother will tell me when we have our break, I want to let you know that we will have specific pieces of information dealing with solutions. This is an extrapolation from a book that I'm writing called Neogenesis. This is called The Sacred Principles of Health. This was the original name of a book that you might all know called Heal Thyself. Have you heard of it? Oh, really? Well, this was the original name. And you say, well, I've heard brothers and sisters say, well, you were married to Queen Afua? No, you weren't. Yes, I was. I'll show you a wedding picture. Take a close-up of this. Down here. Are you up on it? That's me. grinning like a Cheshire cat, and that's her looking just as silly. This is a wedding. You know who that is? That was my best man. You know who that is? Imhotep Gary Bird. Can I get a witness? Yeah, I have witnesses. You know who married us? Dr. John Moore, the hobo herbologist. Old John Moore, before he passed or was assassinated. So, when I'm saying what I'm saying it to be real. This whole thing, a lot of brothers and sisters, especially sisters who knew us from way back then, says, it's time that you come out and start saying something about this whole thing. And I say it's not necessary. Yes, it's necessary because sister's about to come out with a book called The Sacred Woman. The Sacred Woman, really? Well, that's a little something that I had something to do with as well. And again, this is no aspersions because I'm clearing the air. Sister put in the book Heal Thyself something called The 12 Principles of the Sacred Woman, which I wrote for her. So if you're reading about how to become the 12 Principles of the Sacred Woman, I wrote it. At one time, we were supposed to put together the Goddess Principle. This is when we were together. We were very happy, and we said, well, look, what is it that we can help sisters with so that they can flourish and know how to heal themselves and become women? Well, it was supposed to be the Goddess Principle. Well, Brother Samaj at the time, we were talking to him, said, well, Goddess is too much Greek. All right, well, let's deal with the Sacred Woman. I came up, Sacred Woman, the 12 Principles of the Sacred Woman. And I'm hoping, the reason why I'm saying this now and putting it on the record as of this date is I'm hoping that when the book comes out, she did not put this in again without getting my permission. Or she did it the last time. Clearing the air, brothers and sisters. Because a lot of brothers have been sitting in the back. I don't care what it is our personal life is about. That ain't none of your business. But when it comes to dealing with money and business, and she's dealing with money and business, and people are telling me I better deal with money and business, well, it's time for me to start taking a little bit of credit, which is something that I have never been doing.
Bam. Well, all right. Let's get to some more expose. We got to remove these people out there.
So, I mean, you can't get past that. So, according to one of the conscious community's greatest respected teachers, just showed you that Queen Afua was plagiarizing and stealing. You know, so you know what else, you know, they was doing, you know, when you start really paying attention to this stuff. I don't know. Have you seen that clip before, Shaka?
That one, no. But I see some tape from that time period. It was HOK, and it was about the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching it, and then I stopped because I'm like, okay, that guy is different. That was my introduction to the metaphysical talk. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But there's one video that I liked from him is when he exposed Ali Muhammad. He showed all the different names that the dude goes by, and it was funny actually, you know. But I don't think it's available online anymore. And I think it's in that video where he showed a picture of him and Brandy, the R&B singer, Ray J's sister.
Okay.
And he said, on the low, I'm a Moor. I was like, oh, all right, okay. But after seeing that video about the Matrix, which may still be online, I never really listened to him because, like I said, for years, when it comes to metaphysics, you know, it's not my thing at all. At all.
I'm looking for, I had a link I put under, I think I put it under I'm looking under the Sarnetta defending joint, but I don't see the link. I want to see.
Defending who?
I was putting some links under a few of your videos on the one, but I thought I put it under the Sarnetta when I said Poppy was right. But I only see two times I put a quote in, but I know I typed in. I had put some links under there, but I don't see them now because I wanted to address something, but I don't see it. It's just
Puppy telling the truth. I got the facts. York wives were already out. Yeah, you did share a link. I'm going to look for it actually.
okay.
York wives were already out in 2003 before York got sentenced in 2004. I got Tariq Noel confession. Let me go to my I'm sorry, to my comments because I remember you did share.
Right. I'm looking myself because I wanted to pull something off that website to address something that Sonetta said, but I don't see the link.
Oh no, I don't see it now, but yeah, I don't see it now. But I know I've seen it. You share some link, and you said, this is a
Right.
proof that the wives were out like a year before, something like that.
Right. And you was like, yeah, you've seen his information. You said you shared some of Chuck's stuff before. So I'm like, man, I don't know why I can't see it. Let's see.
Comments. I don't know if it was deleted by mistake or something, but hold on. If I do this, I think they were
I'd be on this. What you call? Let me see if I can find it. Let me try it again.
Oh, hold on. Let me if I go there. Sometimes all the comments don't all appear, and you have to do sort by newest first. But here it doesn't do it. Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes you gotta go into the
like at the top you have sort by because automatically it's like top comments. But then when you do newest first, you tend to see some comments that you don't necessarily see all the time. But I just did. I don't see it, but I know I've seen it definitely. You did share a link that shows that the wives are out before.
I might be able to find. Let me see. I'm on that website. I'm gonna put this lady's name in. That's what I gotta do. I'm gonna put her name in. It might pop up.
And what's this one? Oh, there's the one. Okay. Someone there.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, Young Hero is here. What's up, Young Hero?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Well, I'm hearing birds in the background. So.
Yes, I hear him as well.
Okay, I got it. True peace, Young Haru. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, brother? I'm here just watching, listening,
Okay. What I need for you to do, Shaka, is play that quote again from the Sonetta telling Poppy why York took the charge.
Yes, okay.
I need that clip right there. That'll lay the foundation.
Okay. Now, here it is. Let me share it. If you don't have those clips, this guy doesn't say, no, I didn't say that. Prove it. Show the receipt.
Let me ask you a question. You keep saying...
I need to share it first. Share it first. Oh, he's sharing. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. You keep saying that Dr. York went up in court and admitted that he was guilty, right?
He copped out. He didn't go to trial. He copped out.
Did you see the video?
Did I see the video of it? I seen a few videos with him in court. What that mean? He got drugged?
What did he cop out to, Poppy?
He copped out to all of those charges. The charges, not tax evasion, not that. Like Prince York tried to say, he copped out to all of those charges of molestation, and the reason why he copped out was because he gave those children herpes.
Now, hold on. Now, what did he cop out to, though? what was the charges for him copping out?
Child molestation.
No. What was the time? What was the time that he will get if he cop out?
The time that they gave him over 100 years.
Now, Poppy, reason with me. Let's deal with some real truth for a minute. If a man would cop out to 200 years or to 100 years, come on, Poppy, it don't make sense. He have nothing to lose. Why would he cop out to 100 years, Poppy? He would automatically, hold on, Poppy. He would go to trial. When you look at the case, you will see that Dr. York is definitely not in his right state of mind, brother. Come on, man. When you look at the case, you will see that Dr. York is definitely not in his right state of mind, brother. Come on. See, but y'all hate so damn much. Hold on, Poppy. Hold on. Y'all hate so much, and you want to prove that he's that y'all going along everything with the damn white man told you. If the white man is the fucking devil, how come everybody all of a sudden now believes what the fucking white man is telling them? Come on, bro.
So, Sardetta, let me ask you a question. You gonna tell me, it's like Bambaataa, that it was in rumors in New York.
Brother, we talking about Dr. York right now. Let's get back to Dr. York.
So now, hold up. Yes. So now you gonna tell me that the Brooklyn Knights didn't run Dr. York ass out of Brooklyn because the rumors of him being a child molester been going on for over 40 years? This shit didn't just start with Dr. York. Dr. York was being accused of being a child molester since the early 70s, 60s and 70s. That man had been being a child molester, number one. Number two, not only is he a child molester, but he taught Africa Bambaataa. He is Africa Bambaataa's teacher, and he taught them about the occult. He is his teacher. He is Bambaataa's master teacher, and that's another place where Bambaataa started that practice from. He recorded his first record inside Dr. York's studio. Dr. York turned Africa Bambaataa out. He's a pedophile.
All right, I hear what you're saying, brother, but guess what? You still have not proven anything. Give me some proof. Show me something. Ain't no man. For example, I'm going to court. I'm not going to cop out to 100 damn years, Poppy. What do I got to lose in going to trial? I'm already in court. I'm 50-something years old already. I'm 40-something years old already. And I'm going to court for 100 years. Why would that man cop out? You know why he copped out, Poppy?
I know why he copped out.
Why he copped out?
He copped out because he didn't want his medical records to be released and lose all his followers because his medical records told the story of him giving them children. He gave all of those children.
Peace.
All right, Poppy. He copped out, my brother, because he wanted to release his wives. The fucking white man had all of his wives and everybody locked down in the dungeons. So he said, I'm going to take the fall. And you can see he was already drugged up, Poppy. He was drugged up.
All right.
And you can see he was already drugged up, Poppy. He was drugged up. No man is going to go inside the shit and go and say, I'm going to cop out to 100 years. Who does that? You might as well go to trial. You think Dr. York was that stupid, Poppy? Something else was bigger than that. Come on, man. I don't believe that Dr. York was molesting little boys. How old was Tariq? Tariq was what? He said he was what? 7 years old? I don't believe that.
Yep.
Now, I have a right to my own opinion. I don't believe that. I don't believe he was having sex with little boys. Dr. York had 50 beautiful fucking wives, women. I don't believe that. He did not go to jail for molesting. He did not get sentenced for molesting and child abuse. He did not go to jail. for molesting. He did not get sentenced for molesting and child abuse.
You understand you're charged with 40 counts of aggravated child molestation that you could receive a maximum sentence of 30 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement, and you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for each count, and that you could receive a minimum sentence overall of 10 years on probation. I'm telling you the most and the least. You understand that? Actually, Your Honor.
That's where y'all all got it wrong. He didn't go to jail for that. He didn't go to jail for molestation.
Yeah, it's funny that this guy going to say, why would he cop out? You know what I mean? He might as well take it to trial, because like that make him innocent? That don't make no sense, bro. He know he's guilty. All the facts against him is prove him guilty already. So why would he take it to trial and then get exposed? You know what I mean? So it makes sense that he cop out because he already lost. So it's not nowhere wrong with that. That's how I saw it.
Chuck Morgan talked about that. There's a fact that he had herpes or some STD, and the children had it. How would the children get
Young
STDs?
Pharaoh talked about that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? How would you explain that several children happened to have it? So there was so much evidence that the guy's like, man, let me just plead, you know what I'm saying? Because going to trial and people knowing and having the details of the testimonies of the children, that would have been way more than humiliating, you know what I'm saying? But every time you criticize child molesters, Scam Cheddar is not happy, he's not comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And to the elder from Bermuda, I wonder how you feel now. I wonder how you feel now. I wonder if you're gonna go publicly like Senator and go ahead and cap for this child molesters. But go ahead, young hero.
No, and I was saying he always have some kind of connection to them. We're always his friends, some guy. Yeah, so it's funny. Erica Bana, you see how he just changed the narrative when Hassan Cabo brought his name up. So it says a lot, man.
Come again, brother. You see how he says what?
When Hassan Cabo brought up Africa Bambaataa name.
Oh yeah. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about that. And she Storm wrote. He says the same thing that Captain says. That's Tazaria. They were found guilty, but they are not guilty. Yeah. I mean, you have a whole trial. You have evidence. You have DNA. You know what I'm saying? But because they said so, the people are not guilty. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing, man. Dang. But do you want me to keep on playing it all?
No, that was it. Because I want to address the part where he said that he copped out because of his wives, so he can get his wives released. All right, so I'm gonna deal with that first. All right, so let me share my screen.
Queen Afua, she charges $395 for a 1 hour one-on-one consultation.
Yeah, be serious. They still around milking the people.
But everybody's free to choose a price that they want to charge. Some people are paying for that, so
I wonder what they get out of that bullshit.
All right, so what we on Chuck's website called NaWapianism.com. So if anybody let me see, I could put the link in the chat real quick. That way people can go exactly right to this particular article. All right, now this right here is going to deal exactly with what he said, because they want to talk about York getting that plea, right? We're going to deal with what happened before that picture where you see York in the court, all right? So this is called Ask the Wapians Why Did Malachi York plead guilty to child molestation charges. All right. It says some Nawapians, I'm gonna break this a little bit bigger. Some of the Wapians say and promote the deception that Malachi York took the plea to get the Nawapian Kathy Johnson, Khadijah Merritt, Chandra Lamprican, and Esther Cole. These are the 4 women that was locked up with York, released from jail because he thought they were being tortured, but they are not in jail at that time. So that excuse doesn't hold weight. All right, Attorney Leroy Johnson, Ed Garland, and Senator Tyrone Brooks. Say again?
I didn't say anything.
Okay. All right. So let's get down to this lie. All right, this is the timeline. Malachi York was arrested May 8th, 2002, denied federal and state bond, pled guilty to the 40 counts of child molestation January 24th, 2003. Now, remember, they got Yorkman was locked up in 2002, right? And he pled guilty and all this stuff. Said 40 counts of child molestation on January 24th, 2003. Kathy Johnston, right, one of the wives, was arrested May 8, 2002, and granted federal bond, denied state bond, released on bond, December the 4th, 2002. Pled guilty April 1st, 2003. Khadijah Merritt turned herself in on May 21st, 2002, denied bond, released on bond December the 6th, 2002, pled guilty May 30th, 2003. Chandra Lampkin turned herself in on May 21st, 2002, denied bond, released on bond December the 6th, 2002, pled guilty May 30th, 2003. Esther Cole turned herself in on May 16th, 2002, and granted bond May 16. No, see, she turned herself in on May 16, 2002, granted bond. And she was granted, did he put it down here? Let me see. Edenton of jail Tuesday. Okay, 75,000. Okay, they all got free on bond before York got sentenced. Okay, it says down here, said these ladies were not in jail at the time York pled guilty. For the Wapian, something as simple as thinking, logically speaking facts and asking questions is apparently difficult. They should have asked themselves, how can we push Dr. York's innocence while he refuses to withdraw his guilty plea? He's not being tortured under duress to keep it in. He said to be writing books from prison in the form of letters to his staff. So why doesn't he put the energy into his actual freedom by withdrawing a plea that he said he wasn't tortured to make? I noticed that everyone pled guilty, albeit at different times, but they all pled guilty. 2 sisters used an alpha plea, which is different type of plea, but the sentence was no in-house jail time, but a lengthy probation and sex offenders registration, etc. Kathy Johnson served time and was released, then given probation and registered as a sex offender and banned from most of Georgia. So the initial plan was, first of all, of them to plead guilty. The problem came when York's agreement was rejected in the federal case. He was the first guilty to plead guilty. The Wapians don't realize or ignore this fact. They should thank the judge for rejecting the plea, or else York would have never had any opportunity to fight for freedom and say he was innocent. The only reason why York can go back to saying he's innocent because the fact that the federal judge rejected his guilty admission 6 months later. Within that 6 month time, York was given misinformation about the Native American, the UCC issues. I'm gonna jump down here. The point that can't be stressed enough is the ladies were not in jail at the time of the guilty plea. Moving forward with torture statements, this gave an excuse and also created a motivation amongst Nawabians to prepare and fight in court. So anyway, when you look at all of this, these girls, these women were already out on bond before York received his sentence. So that shows you once again, Sarnetta don't do no reading, don't do no studying, and he was capping the whole time. And he had access to all this stuff. And Chuck Morgan had been over on his platform multiple times debating the Wapians on these same points for I don't know how many years. So that's it. Saw is a liar, point blank. He's a pedophile defender. We need to come up with a list. I'm gonna come up with a list and just start putting them on all the videos dealing with him. Pedophile supporter, pedophile room and board, pedophile we brothers, we all this old crap he been saying. Just make a whole list that he does, because he caters for all of this stuff. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the thing. They all in his circle. That's the thing about it. Oh, like you would be surprised if I knew somebody that turned out to be a pedophile, you know? For you to know over 10 of these people and they all in the limelight, it's crazy, man. That shit crazy.
It's capping for them publicly, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's it is what it is, man. I mean, it's not the only one anyway.
Nope.
ACBK, they financially supposed to do what's fine, get your child molestation. You know what I'm saying? It's just something, man.
Yeah, I'm once that came out, you know, with Chris saying that, you know, that I was done with Tazariak at that point, because it definitely, because of the, like you said, he went out of his way going against Bam, trying to protect Tariq and talk about this and that, and he hate pedophiles, and it's like, nigga, how? I don't like how. I mean, the biggest voice over there against it, and you got a cousin. And I watched the clip you played when Sarnett, he had an Awapian was getting at him for saying, well, how can you get at other people, you know, who respect Dr. York, but you got a cousin in jail and you put money on his books? But he was like, oh, because he passed a lie detector. What the? I don't understand that. Like, you can pass a lie detector and still be found guilty.
I mean, people said it's not admissible in court anyway.
Right.
For legal cases. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Go ahead, Young Hero.
That picture, that video when he was with Polite and the woman, that was after Polite cut the case, wasn't it? Or before?
What's that?
The video with Queen Afua and Polite.
Oh no, this is way before this one. When this one Polite was on his way up strong.
Oh, okay.
This was the time that they said that Polite was being initiated under Queen Afua, and that Polite had to go and do something strange with Shaka in his apartment in Manhattan before he was allowed to go up the ladder. This is stuff that they saying. Like this is like
for real with Shaka at most.
Yeah, because they saying Shaka is a gatekeeper.
It's allegedly. It's allegedly. I never heard that one either, but I heard, you know, well, I mean, first this Hebrew guy who said, you know, Sanada told me this, you know, watch out when I'm gonna go up, blah blah blah. But then, you know, somebody said that, you know, there's some gay dudes living in his apartment or whatever. But you know what I mean.
Right. I've been trying to find that clip, but I don't remember the Hebrew name, man. It was an older guy. He had like his hair was out like an afro. I can't remember. When I went looking for this stuff is when I found it. But that's what I'm.
Is it KT? KT Dash Degree?
No, it was an older guy, but I don't know. I don't remember his name, so I don't. It's the Arts Degree of Hebrew.
Oh no, Hebrew guy. No. It's not a.
Yeah, I don't think so. Ain't the Arts Degree like a Moore or somewhere up in there?
Yeah, he's more like the. I think his brother. Is a brother of the blue and red and blue people. You know, I think if I'm not mistaken, he told me that because I met him in London in Petra Museum, and I have the video up as well. So if I'm not mistaken, he told me that, you know, he's somehow related to them. I mean, he said he's Sebi's son, but I think he's like not biological son, but he grew up with Sebi, you know. But no, that wouldn't be him because he's not a Hebrew, you know. So he's not Hebrew. So just when you said Afro, I thought about him, but
it was a light skinned guy. That's all I can remember. I know I'm gonna find this eventually, but like I said, Sarnetta is legendary for just putting you know, people's business out like that. I told you, like he did with Natural Tahuti. It's
yeah,
you know,
he was
strange, man. How they just
doing that phone call. He was doing that on purpose for controversy. You could see the way he was talking and looking at the camera, you know. It was like it's a game to him, you know what I'm saying? That's like you said, he have no right to be questioning nobody about these kind of things.
And you know, there's a Nikki situation though. You know, first he didn't know who Nikki was, now he remembers now.
When he said, "Oh, I can go get a picture," I mean, I know where to go get a picture. He would go get her pictures, like. I'm like, yo, dude, stop. Just he need a lawyer every time he get on camera. He need to lean over and be like, "Can I say this?" And the lawyer go,
no. Oh man. But you know, when you have groupies, and he has quite a fair bit of groupies, then at the end of the day, you're like, man, no matter what I said, they believe it. So he's cool, he's chilling, you know what I'm saying? He's chilling because you know the OnlyFans moderator that he has, she told Shaka Amos he should know better about, you know, dating a woman and her daughter. But we have Tazariak who said that he financially supports the ICPK member who was found guilty of child molestation. She doesn't tell him, oh, you should know better. You know what I'm saying? They're very selective, just like the Nepal Woof lady. But she talked about York, you know what I'm saying? I mean, every time she talks about child molestation, she talks about York. And she's a Hebrew Israelite. She's been a Hebrew Israelite. She's been with so many Hebrew Israelite dudes. And she's going to act like she doesn't know about these Hebrew Israelites who were found guilty of rape or had rape charges. You know what I'm saying? Some people managed to get off. Some people managed to beat the case. But, you know, there's a fair bit of people who were convicted for that. I mean, you know, there's a Nasi Yashuvel who he said that he's on the run. You know what I'm saying? Garfield Reed said that he's been sheltered by some Hebrews. And, of course, you know, we heard about the other Hebrew dude for which we have the court summary, and the same one that Scam Cheddar, you know, said went to prison for, you know, messing with a young child, you know, and then got violated for trying to F another young child. But the funny thing is that, you know, the guy's been back on the panel, just like the brother Tar was saying just a few days ago. He was back on the panel. So those guys, man, it's obvious. Like many people say that they have dirt on each other. You know what I'm saying that's the way they get down, you know.
Mm-hmm. And people need to start applying their intelligence and the seriousness of this type of thing. It's only because over here, especially the news and things, they don't highlight this type of crime. Like you can go online and type, say where you live at, and say, okay, how many people got kidnapped or how many kids been molested in a particular state, and online they'll tell you some type of number, and it'll be high, even if you do it monthly or yearly. But the question is, okay, so why is this not reflected in the news? Why am I seeing something about Rihanna or the Super Bowl or something dumb? You'll hear about that, or yeah, Trump. I'm like, how Trump or who these people make the news over all of the crime? Like you, like especially in New York, they'll say somebody getting robbed every 2 minutes. Okay, so y'all should have this on the news all day. You know, but they don't do that. So because people log on and they only see whatever YouTube puts up there, their senses of how dangerous the world really is very, very low. And they only get high when they hear of a incident that the news want to talk about. You know, the same thing with you know, so-called black on black crime. You know, you know, they'll bring that up every now and then and be like, oh, this person got done this certain kind of way, and that just shoot to the top of the news. But if you really look into it, people getting killed all around the clock, but they don't make the news. It's certain things they want to keep you stuck. And people like I said, Sarnetta and them don't want us to point to how serious that is, because he knows to him it's controversy, and it also shows that he gets in the bed with these people and he doesn't care. And like you said, those clips are golden, man. I'm like, wow, like when you showed me that, that's my brother. He done stayed over here. And I'm like, wow, what?
You know, slept over at my house a few times.
Yeah, like you need to definitely keep that clip when you do other videos too, and put that up there when he talking about your daughter. Play that clip right behind that. What about this? You done had people in your house.
Oh, I done that before, you know what I'm saying? But you know, You have, capping dude like Chris Next and, all the people repeating the same echo chamber. Oh, you got destroyed by Tazaya. That's why I'm not going to destroy. What destroy? That's ridiculous.
Right.
Sign that photograph. Since when that's been destroyed? And it's the same Chris Next, once again, who made the live stream and say, he looked up the book and, that's something that he made up. You know what I'm saying? But, those people are weak. But it's okay as long as we can identify those individuals, man. But, I know I said that before, but I was shocked with the elder sending me messages capping for some damn child molesters, Those people are not the same in private and in public, man. They are not the same, man.
No, it's all a show.
Go ahead, young hero.
No, I was just saying it's all a show. Like, and a lot of them, they like to fool the people, you know what I mean? Like, I'm comfortable in a t-shirt. That's what I know for wearing. You know what I'm saying? I don't get whatever I'm into. I'm not going to start wearing things like because I see a depiction on ancient walls or whatever books and things they already. Just like Tazariak, them out there looking like fools from the 1700s. With the wardrobes.
They get that from cartoon books, man. You don't see that on
artifacts. That's what I'm saying, and that's the first
thing. From Canaan, you don't see that, yeah.
The unk and the dressing and the whole costume is just like church, You have to.
But the unk was there, you see that all over, on statues and
but I'm just saying that's what they use to portray a facade. Portray a facade who they are. But deep down, they have all kind of ties with all and wickedness because that's what make the world spins, So if they want to get in high places and make money, and that's what it always comes down to, you know what I mean? Just like Sanetta always talking, like people don't get it. Like right now, he's planning on milking them with another debate, Sanchez and Unk. You know what I'm saying? The same one that Inky say that can't even read. But he, you know what I'm saying? And they have debates about flat earth and round earth. You see how far away from reality these ignorant people are?
Now this chat GTP. So, you have many people, and that's why many times they don't show their face when you talk to them. They're on chat GTP. And they're on Wikipedia, and then they use that, to try to, counter their opponent and stuff like that. But I mean, if they want to talk about, is the earth flat, they can do that thing. But I think we should do better than that. As a people, we should do better than that.
Whoever paid for that is idiots. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, there's a lot of idiots over there on the HOK because you're going to talk about children being molested. They're going to say that's gossiping. That's how twisted they are. You know what I'm saying? And many of them are elders. Many of them are old. It's not just some young, dumb people, But it's crazy.
And just like the pussy, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to black people. They just like they don't talk about it on the news. They don't want to cover things that happening every day till 40 years later when it blow up in their face instead of investigating and seeing what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So 20 years, just like he said, the trial coming up, just like Polite, he was out here acting like he's the most conscious and he for the people. Yet on the flip side, when the news broke out, he done rob all kind of people and scam all kind of people. He just like his own man. This is the same one that brought him up. His friend said nigga don't care about nobody. He will run
the bodyguard.
He will run for babies, for mothers. He's a scammer. He's the lowest of low, but yet you still friends with this guy. You know what I mean? And like, what more do you want to say? What more do you want to see? The guy already show you who he is. And like I said, nothing don't come from these discussions. All these people on YouTube running their damn mouth. They ain't about no action, So in saying that, just like I post something on my thing yesterday because people think it's a game, the young girl that turned 18 and her brother turned 18 and the foster parents just dropped them off in Atlanta and they were homeless. They had to go to shelter home and all. They were being abused, you know what I mean? And they all did that for child support. But when it's 18, they ain't getting no more money. See what I'm
it's for the
saying?
money. Yeah, it's a hustle to them.
Yeah,
It's a hustle
so
to them.
people don't understand children are being abused and taken advantage of every day. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Tal.
No, I was saying I seen that the girl looked like she was a little off a little bit. I didn't understand what was going
she said
on.
they used to keep them in the room all locked up and no social and feeding them cold food and all kind of ridiculous things, man. So yeah, you could tell she a little off though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that could be from trauma, you know what I mean?
Yeah, some people go through some stuff and then and it's sad, man. I never thought I'd see the day where people like, labeling, standing up against child molestation, labeling that gossiping. You know what I'm saying? Those guys acting like it's cool, like it's not important. And it's one of the worst things that can ever be done in humankind. You know what I'm saying? Besides murder and torturing, what's next? Those people sexually abusing children, man. It's just ridiculous. But the trial is going to be like a Pandora's box.
It's looking like a tradition in America, because even have allegations among a lot of famous people, and the ones that are rich enough, when the pressure coming or they know some coming, they just take off. They go to another country and leave. You know what I mean? I ain't saying there's like allegations against Russell Simmons. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that he left the country. I didn't even know. I knew that recently. He jetted out. He jetted.
Yeah, Young Pharaoh was just, I ain't finished looking at it, but we're talking about Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is another one who fled the country. He gone to Greece, of all places.
Damn, I didn't even know. Dang.
Yeah, so it just shows you like it's nothing new, bro. And you know what I'm saying? And they like to attack the black people first and make them an example, but yet their fellow men doing the same thing, even 10 times worse, So
well, one thing though, when it comes to the justice in America, I think it's really different than in Europe, because in America they don't play that. Like there's a movie director, Polanski. He fled America. And they want that dude, man. In France they've been protecting him, because for France, like, pedophilia is kind of part of the culture, the Catholic Church, and going back to Greece and Rome,
Greece too,
in terms of the justice, pedophiles in Europe, they have it way, way, way better than in America. They don't play that. I mean, once you go to the court, you know what I'm saying, and I mean, they got that Weinstein guy. That Weinstein guy was very, very powerful. And Epstein as well,
Yeah,
I mean, Epstein, he had to be even above Weinstein. You know what I'm saying? He was kicking it with some heads of states and all that. But at one point they'd be like, hey, that's too much. So I know people say that he was killed, that he did not commit suicide, but I don't know. See, the things that a lot of people say, okay, this is what happened. This is what happened. They don't say, I think this is what happened. They say, this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? But the dude, you know what I'm saying? It's clear that he was molesting so many girls. There's so many testimonies.
Yeah, and I think a lot of time is come down to allegations and proof. Sometimes some people just keep things in till it's too late and they can't prove it, so it just became rumors.
Well, with Epstein, there were real testimonies, from the girls. The police had tapes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess when it's somebody so powerful, they're gonna like be careful, and I understand they don't want to blow it. They don't want to blow it. Yeah, exactly. They want to gather enough evidence and stuff like that. But I saw a documentary about the guy, and he was of the chain. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was dang. Just messed up, man.
Alive.
Come again?
So a lot of people say Epstein's still alive.
Oh, I didn't hear that. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But the lady, I don't think she had life. The lady who was recruiting for him.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, because I dealt with all of that. I was involved with a lot of other type of information that's not on the YouTube and stuff. I'd be on BitChute and Rumble and all that, but they was saying that he was really working for her, and her father was like some top.
Maxwell.
Yeah, Ghislaine. Yeah, I follow some top Jewish top killer for the Mossad and all this old stuff. It goes deep, you know, when you start going into that type of world, you know. That's how I started out with a lot of my information when I started, you know, waking up. So like a lot of this, you know, they call it conspiracy, but just because it's hard to prove, you know, it's different ways to kind of get some stuff, you know. Like that's a different type of rabbit hole. But that stuff is deep. The Illuminati, all that type of stuff is connected. These people do that. The adrenochrome, the blood drinking, Hollywood. You know, it's you got to be somebody that's consistent. You have to have some good sources. You know, some stuff you may be like, you know, you might have to take a little jump, but it's everywhere. It's in the movies. It's in the symbolism, the music, the hand gestures when they doing their videos. You know, you got people that's like we do. In our way of pulling out information and doing, the people do the same thing. They take movies, they get the movie scripts, they slow the movie down.
Yeah,
they show you what Walt Disney and all them stuff is doing. You know, I read a lot of stuff. The Aquarius, what is that? The Aquarius conspiracy, and how Crowley and all them people came over here and got jobs in Walt Disney World. That's why they was able to draw sexual images into the cartoons. I seen how the videos do that. They can start off drawing like a male sex organ and then make a whole person out of it. And your subconscious picks it up, but not your conscious. So it's like it's deep. And you know, but you know, like I said, it's stuff that Sarnetta and them they'll never talk about because they don't care. They want to keep you stuck on religion. And that form is just saying that. I wouldn't argue with nobody if I considered them dead and mental, like JG 7000 and the other dudes be on there drunk. And how you debate somebody that's drunk all the time and get mad and be like, yo, you drinking again, man? You know he's drinking. Why you calling him? You know, and people, and they tune in for this foolishness, man.
And they pay for it.
And hit his Cash App up and all of that.
And now the trial's coming up July.
Oh man,
there's a trial for Bambaataa as well. A lot of people don't talk about that, you know. But Bambaataa, you know, we don't even know where he is. He's not replying to the proceeding of the court, so he may be found guilty by default. But that's civil, though. Right? It's not civil. It's legal. So, man, all those people capping on that platform over there. If Polite is found guilty, I wasn't there on the platform.
Oh yeah, that's not. He gonna separate himself then, you know. I tried to talk
No,
to
I'm
that
not talking
brother.
about one guy. I'm talking about all those groupies over there.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you, Shaka.
Yeah.
They go try and separate themselves and act like,
Yeah.
you know, they gonna come and say, "I told you, sir. I told you." Yeah, that's what they gonna do. They gonna dumb it down and make views off of it, bro. There's nothing gonna change. Trust me. That's another one that along the hole. If he found guilty, you know what I mean?
And there's a Quan.
If he has some money and some power, who knows? He might get away with it.
Wow, I'll be very amazed. I mean, that.
Yeah, they got too much evidence.
I mean,
DNA and
you know,
video and I don't know.
That guy never said once I didn't do it. He never said once I'm not guilty. He never said once that's not true, man. I'm like, man.
And that's amazing, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's preparing some excuse. You know, he may say he was drunk or somebody put something in his drink. Who knows? We'll find out, man. But damn, not once. He never said once. And once again, there's a Pan-African in France. I mean, the leader of a Pan-African organization. When people find out that he went to prison for rape, made a video. He spoke for like, you know, I don't know, 8-10 minutes. And never once he said I didn't do it. He said, I'm going to write my book. You're going to read my journey. So we all knew where the guy did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and after what, you know, Jabari know what was going on, and all of them the same, you know what I'm saying? All of them is like I be talking about, like
Jabari's gonna look bad, man.
Even when some of these guys, I don't mean just me myself, I'm a thinking man. So if people don't want to think for themselves, you know, that's on them, because I mean watching these characters, you know what I'm saying, and then they're talking. But they talking about some you know, you personally, you could buy your own land, or you could build your house or start a little business, you know what I mean, for yourself. But when it comes to building hospitals or owning acres of land that you could build, farm, and cultivate on, agriculture, water lines, whatever the case might be, you have to have a lot of money, you know what I mean? So in saying that, we're talking about the rich ones. We're talking about the guys who got millions in their bank, whether it's from acting, entrepreneur, basketball players, all these sports singers and rap, all these people that made money off the culture. These are the people that have to start having these discussions and showing the way and leading, you know, so people follow them, because when people go over there, they know they're going to have security, a land, and a job, you know what I'm saying, to cultivate. So in saying that,
Can we blame them when they see what's going on? They don't want to get involved.
I ain't talking about them getting involved with these characters. I'm just saying the people that are talking about it don't have no leverage or no kind of money to make these steps or make anything happen.
They don't have the assets, yes.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? If people like Oprah and Michael Jordan and all these rich folks ain't leading the way, like it's a lost cause, you know. But I mean, you could go over there and do your personal thing, and you know what I mean, because there are hundreds of thousands of people from the diaspora, whether it's Caribbean or America, Jamaica, that go back to Africa. You know what I mean? And they living good. They started businesses, they whatever the case may be. So it could be done like that personally, but I'm just saying, like, if it's going to be done on a large scale, it have to be business orientated, you know?
Indeed. I mean, you know, I'm not pessimistic. I don't know if people know Michi X.
I do.
Kind of made Did you see the video where she was like, you know, I'm done trying to serve y'all. I mean, it was for those who don't know, I mean, she had an event not long ago, like a few days ago, and she sent some free tickets because people asked her to, and she realized that people did not even turn up. And you know, when people don't put money into something they don't value it, and some people paid for VIP tickets, and the speakers who were supposed to do the meet and greet, you know, for the people who pay for the VIP, some of them didn't show up because they watched the fight. You know, probably was I don't know if it was, I think it was that Davies guy, Geronta, Geronta, is it Geronta Davies? But anyway, he fought the dude named Garcia, and some of them were not happy because they felt like the organization was not hyped up, the name was not brought up, and it's so petty. But the thing is, I've been among Pan-Africans, man, and I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and those guys were in their 40s and 50s, and some of them all the way to 60s, man. People have no idea how lame they are. I mean, look at Sekou Kelly. He's a Pan-African. He's lame as F, because the dude is capping on a platform where they don't even respect him. They don't even like him.
Yep.
They told him, you're an outsider. You talk to your people, I talk to my people. You know what I'm saying? Many Pan-Africans, not all, of course, but many are lame as F, man. Many of them don't have nothing going on in their lives. And now that they are Pan-Africans with those titles of secretaries and treasurer or whatever, they feel some type of way. And they really act, even though they see that some of them are wrong, they will cap for the people just because they're part of the same organization, man. And it's disgusting because, I've said before, all these Polite and all these other guys, the ISUPK and all these other guys, I've been saying, and I'm sure many people heard me saying, that the Pan-Africans defend rapists and pedophiles, man. In the French-speaking world, not just in France, but also in as African country where people are French-speaking, you know, that's those stuff happen, man, and they cap for it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting, man. And once again, it's not all Pan-Africans. Not all Pan-Africans are like that, but many are lame. They are lame, and they'll attack you over their ego, man. Over the ego, because you may prove them wrong, you may correct them on something, and they just hate you and go against you. And Jabari is saying that Polite should be on timeout. I'm starting to think that, you know, maybe it was over some competition. I'm starting to think maybe it was just over competition, man, you know? Like he's so polite as a threat, as competition, so that he should be on timeout. How are you gonna say polite should be on timeout when he was not convicted and all those guys were convicted getting on the platform and teach? It doesn't make sense at all, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's on record. See, Acacia wrote, I was done with Sekou when he was really kissing Captaz behind, who speaks broadly on how he hates Africa. I mean, Sekou, man, at this point, it's really ridiculous, man. And he's not stupid. He's not stupid, but
no, he's very smart when it comes to books and whatever. But
but he's still a groupie.
And standing up like a man.
Exactly.
None of these they don't stand up like no man. They some cowards, they suckers for a platform. You know what I mean? He could clearly make his own platform.
And I told him that.
Because he influenced people by the way he talked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's certain people that don't like him, just like when he was in Saleda and speaking with Jabari, and they talking about how all these African people, American people should go back to Africa, blah, 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 blah. But in the chats, you don't want to see the chats. Everybody going against them. You see what I'm saying? So it just show you the mind state of our people. A lot of them don't want to hear nothing about Africa. They all got some negative
some of them,
about them. Yeah, I ain't saying all of them, you know what I mean? But
a
lot of
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So in saying that, you know what I mean, Sekou, he knows certain things, but when it comes for standing up, like they can't survive all that intellectual yada yada yada. You know what I mean? Like that's one aspect of life. But if you ain't a warrior, like the majority of black people that was kings or rulers or generals, whatever they was, defending their land or whatever, and they go down in history, it's not because of intellectual, it's because of their warriors, and they was willing to fight for what they believe in, or fight to protect their people. So in saying that, they think they could just be intellectual and they just go going to
with
change
this concept.
everything.
With this concept. But then you go, like you say, Young Heru, when you have a situation at hand where people hate you and hate your people, hate Africans, how the F you doing it? What the heck you doing over there, man?
Yeah.
I mean, talking about strategy. What strategy is that? This guy's letting you know he's your enemy. He hates you. How the hell are you going to talk your way out of this? But hey, people want to be groupies. Let them be groupies, man. Let them be groupies.
I wanted to say something. I used to watch Michi X. Like I said, when I watch things, I watch because it's not just the message, because I've been around this stuff so long. I don't let what they talk about stimulate me to get me in. And because of that, I start looking at the person. And one of the things I didn't like about Miss Michi X is her mouth. She's very vulgar.
Yeah.
Very, she's too masculine. She talks too rough. And she gets, very, very catty, going back and forth with these women, very egotistical. If you don't want to hear what you get off my line, all this stuff is just really irrelevant. And I'm like, okay, I surfed through all of that. And then then it's like the pro black power to the 10,000 power. And I'm like, but I'm like, you mix though. And that gets on my nerves. It be the people who are not with, the universal marker of African people worldwide, scientifically and universally, is our kinky hair. And no disrespect to people who hair may not be that kinky, or you may be part of the African race. That's fine. That's that's not your fault. But I'm speaking that universally, our hair is our universal marker, because we look different because of the mixing and evolution and the different ways we, our genes change and all that. She's mixed. And you talking about Pan-Africanism and Black power, and it's just a whole mix of stuff. And one of the things that got me was she was so, the white man and white people. But then when I went to her website, when she's talking about getting food and saving up, which is fine and wrong with that. But then you getting discounts and you getting it from a company that's run by Caucasian people. And it's like, I can't. Like stop the presses. They don't realize how false. That's like, you know, you promoting a product and it's faulty. You understand? Like, if you're going to be black and be pro-black, pro means for. Don't say it's pro-black. You know, call it mixed black. You know, something half and half black. You know, because you presenting a package. But see, what made me through with her before that was when she got into it. It was a big beef online where she, because the chick, the other chick,
Vicky Dillard.
No, not Vicky Dillard, but they was going at it too, and all that old stupid stuff with Boyce Watkins and them. But
yeah,
that was the second part. The biggest one when some woman went on Tahaka Bay channel and she was talking about how Meechie S took her man and she was getting money. She was paying that girl's man money out of her pocket. She was getting money from the movement to try to buy that man to stay with her. And it was a whole bunch of but it came out to be true. But she never put this in there.
I didn't even know that thing, you know. But Tahaka Bay, he's been with the drama.
Yeah, he with the drama, but
yeah.
He has some good receipts though. I have to give him
that. Hold on, Todd. Do you know that he has lifetime sex offender on his criminal record? Did you know that?
No, but I remember they kept saying
I can show it to you.
Huh?
I can show it to you if you want.
Yeah, show that, because the only thing I kept hearing that Sarnetta was kept trying to put on him that he was a woman beater. He kept saying he kept saying he wasn't really convicted of that, but I didn't know he was a sex offender. We talking about Tahaka Bay, the Moor that be over there. Okay. Wow.
He read it himself, and he tried to fool the people talking about, oh, that was another case, blah blah blah. The thing is that Tariq Nasheed pulled that out. So he was acting like, man, you don't even know, you don't read, blah, blah, blah. Here it is, what it is. He read it, and then he moved to something else. He said, you know, I got into a fight defending a black woman, and then blah, blah, blah. It was another case, which didn't make sense. But he was trying to brush it off. But in the process, you know, I think he did it too quick. He didn't think straight. But let me just show you.
Okay, because Tariq Nasheed, I seen a video where he claimed he slapped Tahaka Bay, and he had his camera on, and that somebody was getting in the car. He's like, yeah, I just slapped the hell out of Tahaka Bay, running up on me at his spot somewhere. I don't, but this right here is, I mean, wow.
Yeah. JJ7000 said that Tahaka Bay is Sarnetta's cousin. You know, JJ7000 is not the most reliable dude around, but how it works. That guy, man, he has some explaining to do. He's like dealing with all this drama with everybody, but that guy, he has a lifetime sex offender. So I'm going to share the link in the chat. And I'm going to play.
You get a lifetime sex offender, like a membership, like a lifetime membership. Like I never even heard a term like that. A lifetime lifetime. Sex offender.
That's why
that's the link here.
What the hell is going on here?
Every year or something.
That's the vid here.
Dang. So see, gotta put him on. You need to put a little clip of him out here so it can be up for the record.
No, it's all own. Somebody said no rent, LOL. No, because right there it says own. 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 Learn how to read, you Nasheedianites. Now, let's go down to record check. I'm not going to let you distract me. Record check. So this is the district court record check. All right? This is the district court record check. Traffic, yes, they checked. Criminal, yes, they checked. All right? Now let's go all the way down here to registered lifetime sex offender. Yes, they checked it. It's the MOSOR. Okay? But before we get to that, we'll explain what MOSOR is in a minute. Well, I told this story the other night that I was in Lowe's and a Mexican disrespect the sister, and it says, defendant Johnson then began to yell at him and stated, that's my sister, you can't talk to her like.
I'll just let you play a little bit so you can see. He read his own stuff, then he moved to I was defending a sister, you know what I'm saying? So he has some explaining to do, man. And
What
people can,
in-
the link is in the chat. You can see he shows us his paperwork is gonna, his name is on there. That's his stuff, the MOSOR, whatever he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? He just passed it like it's nothing, man. I mean, I think in this conscious community, man, there's so many people who have this stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to do a background check, you know what I'm saying? Because, man, this stuff for them it's like it's nothing, man,
Damn.
Yeah.
That is-
And then he wants to put dirt on people on Tariq. I'm not a fan of Tariq shit at all. Now, first, when I knew about him, when he used to talk about relationship, yeah, I bought some of his book. I used to listen to his podcast. But when he started being, xenophobic, actually, when he started dissing Kemet, that's when I stopped. But when he was like xenophobic, I really stopped completely. You know what I'm saying? But I prefer Tariq Nasheed than anybody that has a lifetime sex offender. Until I find out Tariq Nasheed has that, you know what I'm saying? But I think if he had that, people would have put it up by now. But no, so Akabe is always like trying to expose everybody. But you have lifetime sex offender. What's up with that then?
And how did he even get to this being a topic?
Well, because Tariq Nasheed showed it. So maybe he removed it. But look, if I go further, if I go before, listen.
So I remember he was attacking Tariq Nasheed. I know he was attacking Tariq Nasheed a few months ago, so that's where it's coming from?
Well, months ago, indeed, he was trying to expose Tariq Nasheed. He said he's called Marcus, whatever. He showed the picture of a dude who looks so old, and he's trying to find out his name. And he's trying. And one day, Tariq, he made the last year and he said, look, man, lifetime sex offender. And then that's when he responded. He responded like, real quick, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't know how to respond,
No. He didn't warn nobody. Now, let's get busy. Let me show you how this works. Now, what I'm about to do is I'm going to break all of this down for you so simply real quick. All right? I knew he was going to say it was a lie. So here is the video where he said a registered sex offender. Here is the actual paper. Sorry for the way that it looks because I've had it for a while and I've been saving it for my documentary. I've been saving it for my documentary about my life. So what I want you to pay close.
He stuttered right there. He been saving it.
Yeah, I was on mute. He cannot say that's false or whatever. He was saying it for saving it for his documentary, you know what I'm saying? And he's gonna go over it.
Attention to, all right? What I want you to pay close attention to, and I'm gonna blow it up for you. What I want you to pay close attention to is that this is an initial appearance questionnaire. All right. I want you to pay attention to the upper right hand corner. What's in that right hand corner? There is a case number.
No, actually, he was so quick to respond because he knew it looked bad. Right. He has all his address there. He did not even hide his address and all that. You know what I'm saying? He's showing the case number. I mean, he just didn't know what to say. He's just trying to act like, it's nothing. At the beginning of the video, usually has his songs like, singing, dancing, and try to play it off. You know what I'm saying?
Right there. Now, one of the problems with our people, emailing ill of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the first appointed Supreme Grand Sheikh, said we would be okay if we knew how to read. Now, right there is a case number. Everybody, if you got your pens and paper, I want you to write down the case number. 2C00435157. There's a case number. But before you finish, let's go down. It's a questionnaire. All right? But we're going to go all the way down to what says record check because many of you can't read. So you Nasheedians can't read. You know what I mean? No, I don't have a rent. I don't know. No, it's all own. Somebody said no rent, LOL. No, because right there it says own. 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 Learn how to read, you Nasheedianites. Now, let's go down to record check. I'm not going to let you distract me. Record check. So this is the district court record check. All right? This is the district court record check. Traffic, yes, they checked. Criminal, yes, they checked. All right? Now let's go all the way down here to registered lifetime sex offender. Yes, they checked it. It's the MOSOR. Okay?
There we have it.
Yo, why they don't learn that Tariq Nasheed got enough money to get certain things done. Number one, he drug Zaza Ali when her and Professor Griff, you know, she drug Professor Griff in a beef messing with Tariq Nasheed, and he put all her business out there about her name Ginger Daniels and all the crap that she was doing and scamming.
Baltimore or something? No, Oakland, the Bay.
Yeah,
the Bay. Yeah,
he pulled all her stuff up what she was doing over there in Oakland, and man, that right there almost ended you know, Professor Griff's you know,
but I think, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think they were already separated at that point.
No, they were still together 100.
Okay.
Because she kept going at Tariq, and Tariq was saying he really didn't want to respond because she was with Griff, and Griff is a part of the, you know, hip hop community, and you know, he got a track record of putting out information, but she was being thirsty and trying to, you know, make a name for herself.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, once he released that information, she was done after that. And they didn't stay together too long after that. But yeah, man, that girl is the worst.
She had a case. She said that she prayed to the ancestors and she got off. Yeah, right. You know,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right.
And she got caught scamming again with all them women with their resort. You remember that?
I remember she was saying that she was trying to pay people back and whatever. She actually cried. She cried. She said, "How does it feel to stand next to the sun, you peasants?" I mean, she was really like, you know. But that's, you know, a light-skinned sister with big titties. You know, we see that with the Woof Woof lady, Scam Cheddar's ex-girlfriend. Some people are simping like that. You know, some people are simping like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
simps, man.
I heard somebody in your chat, I think, last week or so, somebody said that she stole some debate money from Sonetta and ran over there to
Sonetta said that. Sonetta wrote that in the chat. He went to Kid Priest live stream and he put that in the chat. That's where I got the screen print from. And when Sonetta, Reggie was like, "You don't like nobody. He even talked about you." I said, "Sonetta, isn't that a public statement you made?" He said, "Yeah," because he could have said, "No, it was somebody else who used my, you know, profile picture and used my username." No, he accused her of stealing the debate money, the Jabari debate money, when Garfield didn't show up.
How much was it?
Oh, that I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He didn't mention any amount. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? Maybe it was money that he owed her. I don't know, but you know, but she's back on the panel now. She's been a moderator. She returned there. I don't know what happened with Kid Priest. I mean, this lady, she's like Chris. You know,
Jeremiah, JJ, this one, that one, Planeta.
She has a track record, man. She's
and then she has the nerves to be coming up here. And that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like,
and all the videos, man. I mean, I'm sorry, Young Hero, but Uncle Shug, man, he has the videos, man. He has plenty. Man, this lady, she has so much videos, man. I mean, I'm talking booty shaking videos, man. And then she gonna call it revenge porn. She never, Todd, that Tahakibi was selling her tape, right, for $5, right?
What tape?
Tape. Oh, you didn't. Oh, Nepal, she has some videos, you know, showing her breasts, dancing. I seen some pictures. She had leg wide open, only the hand hiding and stuff. I even heard somebody say that, you know, he's seen her, you know, playing with her thing. And
I remember Uncle Shug said he had some video footage of somebody took when she. He had some video, and I know Tahaka said he had some stuff downloaded that he was selling on his.
Yeah, he was selling it for $5. He was selling it on his website. Yeah. I mean, she's been sending videos, but the funny thing is that she didn't sue Tahakabe. Why you don't sue him? The dude was selling the stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Usually the stuff like that, it's, you know, people gonna leak the stuff. The guy was like selling it. Like, I mean, if you sue the guy, you can't lose. Right. It's a Scam Cheddar talking about four different hospitals told him he had AIDS. He doesn't sue them. He doesn't. Why you don't sue them? Get your millions, man. Oh man.
Damn, man. And so she back over there
She's back over there.
After the Killer Priest situation. Dang.
She back order. Like Phase and Love said. Order. She back order. It's just a mess.
It is. I got something else I want to just I'm setting it up.
Yeah, feel free. Yeah, feel free.
Just in a few moments, it should be up in a minute. But man, I just tried to like really stay away from that, but you know, because it was bad. You know, like once it all came out, and you know, Lex Vortex just drug her around the whole universe. In that clip that I got, him calling her all kind of names, and just like, man. And Saul was just sitting there, you know, it was just a bad look, you know, Polite, you know, his greatest star crashing and burning, and then this chick here and all these dudes coming out talking about her sending pictures. She had an OnlyFans page. She got kids with a white Mexican. Okay. No, not Michi.
Okay.
I'm talking about
Nepal. Yeah, that would make sense because she's shocked, like she's been sending it to dudes, but there's so many. I wouldn't be surprised she did that, man. Because there's plenty of videos and pictures. She's booty shaking, she's rubbing her teeth. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you know, obviously the stuff we see on YouTube, you know, they how do you call it? They blur it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But man, she has plenty of videos, man. It's just crazy how many of these videos are out there. I mean, you wouldn't learn. Like, you know, some have been shared, and then you keep sending it. Like, you know, they're not gonna all be shared all at the same time. You know, I don't think it was all for the same dude. But you know, she's gonna come up with excuses anyway.
It wasn't.
Man.
But again, this is the type of individuals that Sarnetta attracts. This the thing. That thing is true, man.
Yeah.
Like he really attracts.
That's the screen print for the record. That's the comment that he left on the chat of Killer Priest. And he wrote, you know, the bar ran off and stolen the money from Mai and Jabari Debate. He publicly accused her of stealing. You know what I'm saying?
And he had no shame. Like he'll risk his own reputation to tell people stuff like that, but it only makes you look bad. I mean, but again, everybody that's around him has, you know, they all of us got our own thing with us to an extent. But when you had these people that consistently display this behavior as a way of being around other people, this is not something they do in their own corner and nobody really knows. They practice this stuff out in the open. And Sarnetta he'll do that. It don't matter. He don't think. He doesn't reason. Like, yo, this doesn't make you know, because he want to shame people so bad, he destroy himself in the process. And I'm like, wow, that right there is insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Hold on, let me go to this. I'm gonna set this up real quick.
I mean, you know, on both parts, like he accused her of stealing, then he allows her back. She is accused of stealing, then she comes back. Apostle Zaquan is 68 years old. And he said he would never go back to that panel. He went there. Mighty Hebrew swore on his son's life he would never go back to the HOK. He's over there. What's his name? Quinat said that one day Sarnetta called him and said, F your mom, F your mother. He said for no reason, out of the blue. He's over there. I mean, those guys, man.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. I see Dr. Enki, CPT, SN. Can we have a webcam, please? Can we have a webcam?
Dr. Enki?
Well, I don't see any webcam, so, you know. If it's him, he's going to use a webcam. Wherever he's been, he's used a webcam. But here, it's a webcam, so that will not do it. But here, it doesn't show here. You see the username? But the volume is all the way down, so we're not going to hear whatever he has to say. I'm waiting for a webcam. But I'm going to remove it. Who knows? Maybe we're going to see something strange.
I don't think that's him.
No, I don't think it's him. You would have a private message. It's me, brother, please. he sent me a private message saying, well, people, both of you, Young Heroine, Brother Talk and Sid, if it's you, you can use a webcam.
Yeah, I mean, if it's for a second.
You went to Doggy Diamonds, you had a webcam. You ain't going to say you don't have a webcam? How do I know it's you? I mean, I know his voice, but you know, oh, it is him. But why don't you leave the webcam, brother? Let me put the volume up. Hold on. I saw his face. It is him, unless he has a twin brother. What's up, Enki?
What's going on, God? I got a lot going on right now. That's why I can't use the webcam. You know.
So that was really you who sent me the email then?
Yeah, that was me. Absolutely.
Because when I saw like, oh, we have to talk about the concept, I was like, oh, that's not him.
Yeah. I want to invite you over to my channel too, so we could really build. But let's, you know, but I just came on because I was moving around doing a bunch of stuff, and I seen you as live, and I thought in my mind, I said, you know what? It's so much goofy shit that's on the internet. I'm not sure if he's probably sure that that's really me, because you answered the first email fast, but then afterwards you was a little, you seem hesitant. I was like,
oh, then I was like, that's not him. You know what I'm saying? Then you sent another one. I forgot what you said. You said, yeah, I think you should come on my panel. I was like, man, you know, but oh, you did good to come in, man. You did. Hey, I like how you stood your ground when Sai was trying to press you to try to catch you in the lie. You know what I'm saying? And he remembers Nikki now. Yeah, she lives on the 4th or 5th floor. So for those who don't know, this is Minister Enki. That's the guy who's on tape calling Senator a pedophile several times. He's a long time. He knows Senator from like, dang, over 10 years for sure. Do you remember we spoke once on the phone, brother?
You know what's funny is I didn't know you as Ma'at Forever.
Yeah, it's Shaka and Dugu Kemet, yeah.
I didn't even know Shaka and Dugu. I remember you just as Afro Styly. That's how I remember.
That's the name of my website. I had the account. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not new. You're not new. A lot of these niggas think you knew. Like you just jumped on YouTube. You've been on YouTube, damn, you got about 10 years or so. You know, you've been around for a minute.
19 years actually.
Boom, exactly. So that's my point. You've been online for a minute. But definitely, I didn't mean to interrupt the bill, fellas. I just wanted to jump.
Good. Hey, bro, but okay, what's your channel? Tell us your channel so I can share it.
American Healer.
Okay, let me see. American Healer.
Yeah, you know.
That's the one there. Okay.
Yeah. I'm blackballed by almost all of the conscious community because you know. You can't really be on anybody else's pages or do anything else with anybody if you anti-pedophile. The moment you say anything about being anti-pedophile, they find a reason to get you off their platform quick.
Yeah, and I'm experiencing that in real time.
Oh my God, man! I was over on Crumb TV. I was having fun over there, you know, building with the brothers, and I kept telling them, you know, I don't really do the pedophile thing, and they kept like putting Dr. York in the intro to the video and shit like that. So pretty soon,
I see.
Yeah, pretty soon, they had to come up with some. Well, you know, Inky, it's not a good fit. You know, things ain't really working out. I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's not working out, nigga.
Yeah, they have to keep that same narrative, dumbing down the people like nobody don't see what's happening, you know. And I don't understand how grown men keep trying to bend the narrative when they know what's going on just because so-called leaders or people they put as icons turn out to be pedophiles and child molesters. Nobody didn't tell these grown-ass men that supposedly have so many wives and so much popularity or statue, like the celebrities, you know what I'm saying? For them to go that route is disgusting because it's not even like a man that's broke and starving and he desperate, you know what I'm saying? So these men made these choices by themselves for their own selfish reasons, whatever they're into, like I Inky was showing with the whole Kundalini and Bobby Hemmett with this whole bisexual narrative. You know what I'm saying? It's sickening, bro. And these are the leaders, you know what I mean? And that's why they don't like people like us speaking of it. And if it was vice versa and it had powerful leaders like people, celebrities that was going against them, something would happen. You know what I mean? But because they the ones have the statue and the Africa Bambaataa and this and that, people do vice versa and go with their narrative instead. It's a shame.
Let me tell you, these people are only as big as the people that follow them. The problem is that a lot of the audience also participates in these behaviors. So that's why they don't mind supporting people that, you know, when they outed and say, oh man, this guy is doing this or this guy is doing that, they're not going to stop supporting that person because they do the same shit. They just haven't been busted. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's really comes down to the people. It's not the people on the platform. The people on the platform, you know, like it's so many people in the world, 7 billion, 8 billion, 9 billion by whoever's count, that everybody has an audience. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that has an eccentric taste, if you will, there's a group of people that will share that taste. Whether it's you like sexual, you know, if you sexualize children, if you like to eat other people, if you like to eat dogs, if you like to like whatever it is that you like, there's a group of people that also shares that, no matter how depraved or insane or however we, you know, immoral or whatever it is, there's a group of people that share that. So what's actually happening is not that the platforms themselves are being exposed, it's the audiences are being exposed. And that's why when you do certain types of videos and certain material, your numbers get low, because it's not that you're speaking out on Dr. York. If you read the transcript, and I'm just using Dr. York for example, but if you read the transcript, one of the reasons that Dr. York pled guilty was so that all the other people that helped him to do what he was doing and partook with him. There was other older kids that was in their older teenage years, 15, 16, 17, and even some adults that took part in what Dr. York was doing. So by him pleading guilty, they all got to stay free in the world. And so those are people that form little units in different little places that's still keeping those teachings going.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the same shit with Bobby Hemmett and Brother Rich and all them niggas. They still got that same Kundalini, brown chakra shit. Nature Boy is into all that. All that shit is still popping. You know what I'm saying? It's just so when you identify yourself as somebody who's not interested in those things, it's got like almost like a reverse effect. It doesn't stop the people from supporting. Like, for instance, Nature Boy did the most flamboyant video where he said, yeah, after I'm having sex and I orgasm, you know, I just let the kids play with it.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Like, that's the wildest. Listen, that right there tops everything that anybody like. Even though we know the DNA evidence against Polite, for instance, and I got to jump off real quick because I'm in the middle of stuff. But even though we know the DNA evidence against Polite, that's not the same as Nature Boy making a video saying, yeah, when I come in my lady, you know, I'm not going to put on no clothes because you bring kids around. I'm going to be naked as fuck in front of your kids. And when I come, I'm going to let them play with it and all. Like, he made a video when he made that video, his popularity went through the roof.
Yep.
So there's clearly more people that's interested in this wild shit that's going on out here than we think. We might be in the minority.
And that's why he made it to World Star. But you know, Enki, just before you go, I'm sure you're aware that the Huckabee has the lifetime sex offender. Are you aware of that?
No, I don't know. He has a lifetime sex offender.
Yeah,
yes,
he showed his own. Do you want me to show you? he showed his own paperwork, man, and he says
that
lifetime
he's a lifetime sex offender.
Yeah, it's Tariq Nasheed who revealed that to everybody, and then he was addressing that. He was trying to play it off, but he read his own paperwork, and he says that. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, John. I mean, I don't know if you have a few minutes for me to show you.
Well, if you put it in the video, I'll be able to come back and see it in the video later on.
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, it's in the chat. You see the link that says, hold on, let me put the comment up. That comment here, sex offender. That's the title of the video. That's the link. Sex offenders.
Inky,
how it works. Yeah.
Inky, let me ask you this real quick because I didn't know how far that went. Could you explain why the girl Nikki never came up to speak for herself?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if she was even aware of everything that was going on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of people that they're not into YouTube. You know,
right.
There's a whole, you know, like, one of the things I learned from being into the holistic universe was that we get so inundated with what we do every day and who we interact with that we take our circle as an example for the world at large. And, you know, it's not, you know, most people never heard of Dr. Inky. They never heard of Dr. Sebi even. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know who's Dr. Africa. So there's a large portion of the world that just don't pay attention. And then when people do come online, they go online to find whatever it is they're looking for. And these social media platforms, to be able to produce more dopamine in your brain and keep you addicted, they have algorithms that tailor your timelines to whatever it is you already search for. So if you search up a lot of Drake, only Drake information will pop up on your timeline. It's not like
only rap music or whatever relates to Drake.
Yeah. So I'm not sure that the sister was able to come out and say, no, that story is not true. Me and Sinetta never did anything. Or that story is true, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Or she could be just in a different state of mind and don't want nothing to do with it anyway, even if she did see.
Yeah, possible. Hold on, Enki, I want to ask you, am I mistaken? I could have sworn that years ago you said that you are of Haitian descent. Is that correct, or am I wrong?
Absolutely.
Ça passe, mon cher. Vous parlez créole?
My Creole is horrible. I know you asked me how I was doing in the text.
Yeah. That's
in the email. Yeah. But
okay.
But yeah, I'm working.
You do understand though.
A little bit. I knew when I was a kid, I knew a little bit more than I do now. I'm working on French with my children though.
Well, if you need any help with French, I'm born in France, so that's my mother tongue. But my parents are both born in Haiti, so I've been to Haiti as well.
Listen, that's how I refound you, because one day out of nowhere, Sinetta called me up and he was like, "Yo, what's up with the French nigga? You know what I'm saying? This French nigga starting up mad shit. I thought we squashed our shit or whatever the case may be." And I was like, "Bro, I'm kind of like making dinner for my children, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know who's the French nigga. Like, who is the French nigga?" And then somebody said that Lions Den, they brung this French nigga in and he fucking signed that up. Well, he got beef with Sinetta online. So I'm like, who the fuck is this French nigga? Like, who is this nigga? So I had to hunt your page down, and somebody was like, "Yeah, my aunt forever." And then I came to the page. I'm like, why the niggas didn't say Afro Styly? This nigga is Afro Styly for 15 fucking years already, and now he's But yeah,
they got my channel taken down. Ishmael Bay was stripping, with the Amen Ra squad. You know what I'm saying? They flagged my videos, so I lost so many accounts because of them. You know what I'm saying? For at least 7,000 subscribers, 2 accounts, one with 3,000, one with 4,000 within a week or so. You know what I'm saying? All of that because I disagree with the Nation of Islam teaching. You know what I'm saying? But we connected. I'm glad, bro. Yeah, because he says that Africans are living a jungle life.
Bro, the Nation of Islam don't have no teachings no more until they get rid of Wesley Muhammad, bro. If Wesley Muhammad represents the Nation of Islam is sorry, man. They don't got no strong teaching no more. They got Wesley Muhammad. Wesley Muhammad did videos saying that the food of black people of choice that God recommends is whole white milk from cows.
He said milk. He said milk is liquid sunlight He said milk. Yeah. And I know you went at him for that. And he said milk is the food of the gods.
Yeah.
And there's another guy, but he's dead now. He's passed away. He was a medical doctor and he was a minister of the Nation of Islam. And he said, and I played it many times, that you can cure AIDS with raw milk. And I remember you dealt with that.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, he passed away
with that. Yeah, that's what I was told. I was told he passed away.
Oh wow, man. Well, you know what? Even despite his wayward teachings, I'm gonna say may he rest in greatness, because I'm gonna assume that in his mind he thought he was teaching people the truth. I'm gonna assume that he thought he was teaching people the truth in his mind.
Yeah, because of the stuff from Kenya or something. Because you dealt with that. You showed that they had some trials, some tests in some African country.
That was all fake foolishness, because they was propped up against Dr. Sebi. You know, like a lot of times what happened is when you got a strong movement, people will fund your opposition. So that way you can lose that. You can lose the battle of public opinion. And once you lose the battle of public opinion, you have no legacy. You meaningless. So they funded Minister Ali and a woman named Barbara to attack Dr. Sebi's legacy at the time. And that's why Dr. Sebi was like, no, we can fight AIDS with herbs. And, they came with, no, herbs. You could just fight AIDS with cow's milk. I'm like, wait, what? I just can't,
like
it just
non-fermented or something. Yeah, raw milk.
It just comes to the people, though. It's like, yo, how can people be that stupid? If raw milk could have done something, the outbreak never would have happened, because even in homogenized milk, you still have remnants of the raw milk. So if the outbreak would have happened and raw milk would have been the cure, homogenized milk would have at least lessened the blow so there was no death toll like that. So that the logic don't even follow through. Like, before you even get into any science, there's no logic there. But anyway, let me let y'all brothers continue on.
Yeah. But thanks for calling in. Wesley Muhammad, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, he challenged me to a debate. Publicly, I accepted.
Listen,
we spoke
Wesley
about it on
Muhammad
the phone. Then he backed down.
Listen, he challenging everybody to a debate except me, because he is in fear. Wesley Muhammad is running scared. He tried to, and you know what he did? He tricked Victor, Dr. Sebi's son, into a fake debate. He told Victor.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, but let me tell you the backstory. He told Victor that they was going to have a conversation to honor Dr. Sebi. And then then surprise him with some other shit, knowing Victor could barely speak English good. Like, he can't debate you
he was
in
speaking
English.
Spanish. He had a translator, right?
Right. Debate Victor in his language, and then it might have been a different story. That's one thing that people do. They use your lack of understanding the language to make it look like you're not intelligent. The language just allows you to articulate your intelligence, but language can't denote whether you have intelligence or not. You got to speak to somebody in their mother tongue. Anyway, peace to the family. I'm up out of here.
Peace. I've sent you an email, so whenever you have time. All right. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, don't tell Sal. Sal's gonna make phone calls. We have to counter Frenchie. I'm sure Sal's not feeling well right now.
That was a pleasant surprise. Inky slid up in there. That's what's up.
Yeah.
But I'm ready if y'all ready. I got this next.
Yeah, feel free, brother.
All right. So this right here, because I re-uploaded the video. I just had a lot of stuff in my archives. But since we are going to talk about this, we're going to have to show this. Let's see. Let me know when y'all see it.
Yeah, there it is. I'm going to put it up.
See the title.
For those who run the Afro Styly, that's the name of my website. It's basically at the bottom of the page, but you can do Afro Styly, afrostyly.com/English. If you don't have the /English, that's a French part of the website. But go ahead, brother. Talk.
Okay, y'all see the
we
title.
See Dr. York thought Amun-Ra had an homosexual cut in Kemet.
Really, bro?
Yeah, man. This again, because this is what I used to tell Sonetta years ago. Like, yo, you don't even know the different things that you're taught. You know, he jumped from from one thing to the next. And he was around here again, caping with Polite and Prince York. And again, like I said, he always throws his foot in his mouth because he doesn't study nothing. Sonetto operates like he's still on the streets in front of Apollo. Everything is a hustle. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Yep. And now that he done made himself, like a brand to an extent, you have to watch how you put yourself out there. Like Shaka got him a business, right? He knows that if he carry himself a certain way, like if he just go around and start like, yo, you can buy such and such product, and the person that said they bought such and such product, they got sick and their auntie died, that ain't true. They lying. If Shaka done that without actually digging into each person before he start, promoting their stuff, he'll be finished. Just like anybody that's a big conglomerate, they take their business serious. You have to know what you're talking about. And when it comes to sex and misuse of sex and the overuse of sex and the harming people through sex, Sonetta jumps all the way out the window every time. So this is something this is an old teaching of Dr. York's, and y'all gonna hear from your own mouth. Once again, the dude does not do research, and he caping for Dr. York. Now, if York taught this is one of the things he taught. I'm gonna show you that how it was highly possible, because he taught this type of stuff, is why he ended up going to jail ultimately for sex crimes. You understand? Because he taught it. You understand? I got a lot of his old books, a lot of stuff that I took over the years and compiled so I can help people when I get opportunities like this. So this here is gonna be like 6-7 minutes of York teaching this. Now let's pay attention to this mess.
People writing the screen,
I'm gonna write screen.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah. Basically, hold on, Tom. Yeah, what he was saying is that, at the right, you can make the screen larger, but,
Okay, I can make it big, okay.
Yeah.
Is that better?
It didn't change, but, it doesn't matter because it's... Okay, there it is, there it is. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
And you can just press enter, space, space, and it will play, yeah.
Going to continue. What you're looking at now is a picture of Seti I kneeling before Amun-Ra. Now, again, take a moment to pay attention and see if you can see the homosexual overtones in this picture. When was the last time any of you brothers got down on your knees in front of another brother with an erection? You'll say, we've never done that. That's gay. That's homosexual. So
that's not York.
Are you getting here? You may say, well, he just bowed before you because he's a god. True.
Okay.
This is a guy.
All right. Takes a powerful presentation like this to get the point across so everybody can see that these brothers are part of a secret gay agenda. Maybe now.
Where they get these statues?
Going to a class that Dr. York did, and it was called Wealth, Sex, and Death. And you're going to be very, very interested to hear what Mr. York had to say.
8 o'clock.
Very much so. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So let's listen to this.
When you start talking about Uncle and his desire to move to obelisk, you're talking about, obelisk is a symbol of a penis, of the god men. All right. And men took himself in hand. In the beginning, you understand about taking himself in hand, took master his own hand. All right. And he spurted forth. And what he spurted forth was the sperm cell as the original tadpole. It went into the sea and came out of the primary egg later and went to the sky as a rocket and gave birth to the sun. These are symbolic stories. All right. So now Uncle, right, was a hermaphrodite. With all that, you was a homosexual, for lack of a better word. All right, and he was intimidated by the obelisk symbol of a Venus, and decided that it should be moved from his kingdom. The people would not let him destroy, but move it from his kingdom. Why? Because of what took place in what they call the Amun temple. That's why he changed it from Uncle Amun to Uncle Anton. What took place in the Amun temple is that the priests, when you speak about the priests of Amun, they had two levels of priests. Those priests that were sacred priests, not to be mistaken with our sacred brothers in any kind of way. There's another level they wore white, not black. They wore white. You follow that? They shaved all the hair off their body, all the hair off their face, no hair on their body at all. Relating to final man before he had mixed in with creatures who had hair, so he inherited hair. All right. Men was depicted as a large statue, right? Holding his penis with his right hand and a frill in his left hand, which is a whip, like a rod and a staff, and the 22 song. About in the inner chamber behind the pylon, there was a sacred chamber called the Holy of Holies, where the Christians get it from. And in there, he stood as a statue. Now, before he became a statue, it was a real event where his wife was referred to as a hand of God. You understand that? His wife, Nefertiti, was referred to as the hand of God. And he would be there in a sacred robe with a hole cut in the front. You understand? And you heard this before, and there's another one, right? And he would stand with his hands between his sides, right? And his wife would come in, and she would have to erect him, have an erection, upon which he would be laid back on a. They show him he would be laying. First, he's standing straight. All right, let's say this way, and his wife will come in, kneel on the altar before him, and it was her job to bring him to an erection. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know the story, I'll tell you the story. All right, she was bringing him to an erection, upon which he make a full circle and end up on his back and lay on a pillar-like thing in the temple, which would mean laying here, right? And his penis is there. You may see this in some of the stories. They show Nook above the sky, and him on the ground laying with his penis fully erected. They have statues of it carved, so you can find it. And what would happen is he would spread his legs, his penis is erected, he's laying this way. His wife would leave the temple with the high priestess women after he's erected, and they had these priests. They would straddle his penis. You know what I'm saying? This was part of one of their rituals. This doesn't mean every ritual that took place in Egypt is part of our ritual. You know what I'm saying? They were straddled. They had a whole bunch of priests that went into the sacred chamber, right? And this is how they vowed loyalty to the great God, Amun. You know what I'm saying? They didn't look at it the way we now see this homosexual, or they didn't see it that way. They looked at it as a covenant that when he ejaculated or whatever, they became a part of him, and they left there as gods, and all went off in a sacred priesthood, performing the same ritual. Took who took from his father, he was against this ritual like you tried to be. He was against this ritual because he suffered from penicillin, being born and hermaphrodite and having, part of his sexual organs inside his mother's sexual organs outside, like most are born. And he didn't have the medicine Daniel had done, so he looked like a female to the rest. All right, so he wanted to cut this ritual off, and that ritual was always symbolic of that, and that's why the obelisk became look at this now. If you look at this, you're looking at the minaret of Islam, which is a circumcised penis. You follow that? The only ones that kept the symbol the way it was in ancient times was Moroccans. And that's why the Moors, and that's why their minarets are still square like an obelisk. If you look at Moroccan minarets, right, they have square minarets. But in the other part of Islam.
So basically he goes into Islam and says that the minarets that they have in Islam is pointed up like penises. He used to teach that the domes in Islam represent breasts. And New York used to have all this what they call it, sexual calligraphy inside the temple up in Brooklyn, York, and it was drew in Arabic, but he had the penis shape written in the calligraphy of the temple walls. This is how sexual this foolishness was, and how he was constantly thinking about sex in his mind. Like I said, I got mad more teachers of his like this I'm gonna bring through so y'all can see that nobody can accuse you of teaching that. I mean, doing these acts, and you don't. Is no evidence of it outside of, say, DNA and all of that. Even if you strip that away, the point is nobody can go and pull up anything that Ma'at said that say, oh, he teaching, sexual deviancy, and you got no proof of him teaching it. York had all this stuff taught in every school of thought he went in, whether it was teaching that David and Saul had a gay relationship, Ishtar and Tammuz. Oh man, I got so many of this stuff laid out.
Where he getting all this thing from? Like, these people sit back and actually listen to this guy, give them a made up story, because I want to know where all these people getting these stories from, because a lot of Hebrews and like JJ and them, all these things they hearing from these kind of people, Dr. York, and that's where they get these ideas from, because I want to know where in Egypt it said any of these kind of stories. They make it up. All this Anunnaki story is not even real. So it's crazy to me, right? People following these people.
What do you think about that, Shaka, by hearing that? What do you from what you know, can you find where he can even get a minuscule bit of fact and Kemet surrounding what you know about Amun-Ra?
Well, there's Amun-Ra, nothing to do with homosexuality. In Kemet, they are clear with the 42 negative confession, though there are different translations, but one of them says, I have not laid with a man, and the lady is Bernadette Menu. It's a French book, but however, some people have argued that maybe Akhenaten was like a hermaphrodite. So some people have wondered if he was. It's true, but homosexuality, the priest straddling his penis, I don't know where it gets that from, because the thing is that
was he a real person, or that's
definitely. Oh yeah, we have plenty of artifacts of him. We have some in the Louvre Museum that have shown in film. We have some in the Ashmolean Museum.
Why would they think he was a hermaphrodite or whatever that is? That's a person with both.
Both sex, right? Basically, both genital organs. They wonder because of the shape of his body, but he had a style that is called the Amarna style, which was different than the typical style of representation. So around the hips he goes like this. So they're wondering, who knows, and who knows, maybe some people wonder, Tutankhamun, who is known as his son. Some scholars think that maybe he was like his brother, that they were from the same family, but not necessarily, father and son. But the fact that Tutankhamun was like, or King Tut was working with a stick, that maybe because there was some inbreeding, I don't know. But people have a lot of, but if there was any mention of priests straddling anybody's penis, it would come from a text. And that's why, every time I have discussion with people, I ask them, where do you get that from? But a lot of people don't know how to say where you get that from. They are intimidated, and they feel like the person may be something correct. And if they may feel like if they ask a question, the person is going to show here it is, and then they're going to look bad. But you don't look bad for asking where you get that from. So not to my knowledge, besides, what some people are doing to try to claim that there was homosexuality in Kemet, they show some artifact where two people are close. Actually, I filmed in the Louvre Museum where you have actually it's best that I can show you better than I can tell you. So here,
right, and the two people might not have nothing to do with each other.
Come again?
No, I mean just because they both on the same wall, you know, people always try to put one and one together, like they will. It's like, you know, people come up with
just
concepts. Just like
just
like
because
you
they're
have
close.
a lot of graffiti and all kind of things on the wall, but one could be separated from the other. It don't mean that, like, people just try to make a story out of every picture, everything they see on a wall. Like, it's crazy to me.
I cannot find it here, but I know I filmed it several times. But it's some artifact where you have two people facing each other, and it's actually one of the king. I think it's Mentuhotep facing Imen or Amun, as we say in English. And on one of these artifacts, the description says that they are kissing. Their lips are not even touching. Then just on the same room, you know, on the side, you have another artifact, and it's the same. They are facing each other, and then it says they are facing each other. So, you know, one says they are kissing, the other one said they are facing each other. You know what I'm saying? So they just happen to be close, you know, facing each other. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So they will use stuff like that. Or another one where you have two guys, you know, going like this. Apparently, they may have been brothers, but some person argue that, you know, they are lovers. So if they had text, man, they would have used the text.
This is
but they
what
don't
I'm
have
saying.
Yeah.
Even when you say that they are facing each other, was that written in ancient time? Like who like when you say artifact, like who wrote that on the artifact? Did they find it like that? When they didn't have words under these?
No, you would have mentioned it.
This is what I'm saying. All this shit is made up, man.
Yeah, it's made up. It's made up.
Crazy.
So, you know, this is the stuff that, you know, that these negative mentalities, like, again, a lot of these, to me, I always, you know, do a retro thing. I know that, you know, life, nature has cycles, and the same way they had cults back in the day, you got cults to you know, today. You know, Sarnetta has a cult following, and you could tell that they are cult because the leader can do no wrong, and you can apply that, you know, to anything, whether it's, you know, a president or, you know, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj. You know, they got a strong following that they call, you know, they followers, the Barbs, the Beehive, and no matter what you say about them, they're gonna come for you, try to have you shut down, you know, do all types of things. And that's what Sarnetta knows that he has. And what happens is when your delusion trumps reality, you know, there's nothing else you could do but continue on. And like I said, later on in history, when they look back at whatever we left behind, you know, as artifacts and other things that contribute to that, people will be able to determine, you know, who was on the right side and who was on the left side of history, as they say. And, you know, this right here, it's a long time, man, to be like Inky was saying. It's not even the people on the platform. They just a physical manifestation of other people who feel that same way, and them showing up every time that these misleaders are exposed and they stand strong. It's a confession of who they are too, and they all are kindred in the form of what they think and feel. And like you said, somebody probably like, and as a matter of fact, Nature Boy was getting so much action when he was over there in Costa Rica. You know, I've seen a lot of WhatsApp messages, chicks, you know, he asking them straight up, show me your private on the way. And they, before they even get over there, you know, you got money, and they just couldn't wait to go over there to get a disease. I'm like, these women are mentally dead, and they definitely have no father figure in their life, and they have low self-esteem, and they couldn't wait to get over there to get exposed, just to come back, just like, oh, I wanted, like they went and got them a degree in foolishness, and that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. I mean, you know, they love it. You know, Sarnetta saying where they come on back, and they go over there for nothing. They just play themselves for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Views.
While he make money off their ass.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about it. You know.
Yeah, I seen one video. He got a Polite over there. You know, it's like 700,000. You know, he got one for what his name is. Pharaoh was over there that first time a couple weeks ago. It's already like at 60,000. You know, so he getting a little something off of these people. That's why he keep. I seen that video. You put up 200 videos of Polite and counting. He ain't gonna take them Polite videos down. I remember when he was fronting when they was telling him, all he did was just unlist them. He ain't never take them down. And then he brought them right back. And he keep bringing out these old videos because that's how he eat. He don't care about the morality.
For debates.
Yeah, he gonna keep doing it. He gonna keep doing it.
He never worked an honest job in his life, so he ain't got no choice.
Yeah. But again, if he did the right thing, he could have been in a better position.
Yeah.
You know, because there's plenty of us out here that are debate and you can draw money and do something, but he don't do nothing for the community. He just think that him giving you these whack debates and him getting money off is his contributing to Black power. No, all thing you doing is help paying YouTube bills and your bills. Black people in general is not benefiting from that. Nobody can take a debate and eat it. Nobody can take it and pay no bills. Nobody can take it and increase their brain cells and become a genius. Nothing comes from that platform but pure confusion. That's all that comes from over there. So whatever, man. Whatever.
And actually, I propose to end by playing a video.
Okay, so I know it's getting late on your side. I know it's like pushing up on 12. I seen you yawn.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. right now. But it's a scam chatter begging for 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
Because, but you know, I'm gonna let you make your closing remarks, and then I'm gonna end on that video of Sarnetta begging for 10 minutes.
I just want to say, you know, true peace to everybody that's here. Hotep. I'm about to learn that intro that what you speaking in.
Hotep Senu Hena Senut.
Yeah, I'm about to learn that. I want to say, you know, again, I'm thankful to Sunrise Region, Nupu, the ancestors living, us who eventually will become ancestors one day. I'm glad that we setting something, a line in the sand. I'm grateful that I met you and Young Heru. Y'all got to understand that's important to me because, you know, I refer to, you know, Amun-Ra as Jutah, but the fact that you got Ma'at and then Heru, that's one of, you know, the spirit gods of ancient Kemet. So I see the physical and the spiritual aspect and the principles of what y'all stand for. So I'm grateful and glad and honored to be here on this channel. And I just wanted to say that.
Thanks a lot, brother. And Young Heru, feel free to make your closing remarks, brother.
Yeah, appreciate the time, you know what I'm saying? Like he said, this is a blessing to meet people like this because like I told you, like the majority of the world, you know what I mean? They all in a physical mind state and materialistic, and that's why you get what you get out of these people. So in saying that, a lot of people you meet around the corner in your neighborhood, they don't have the same mindset or the knowledge that you seek. They could care less, you know? So sometimes you have to find people that's like you or have the same standards and morals, even if they're not close to you, you know what I mean? You know, when you know that energy, you know, yeah. So in saying that, I am happy Inky dropped by too, you know what I'm saying? I hope we could build with him more. And yeah, man, like I say, we can't give up on the fight because nothing don't come easy. And you know what I mean? This is a fight that you should always fight because it will never stop. Because like I say, I used to be naive, but then I realized, you know, nobody is not the same. So don't expect people to be, you know, be respectful and have manners and morals like you. Because just imagine you as a 5-year-old, 7-year-old, and a grown man raping you. You know what I mean? Especially as a boy, the kind of damage that would do to you. You know what I'm saying? So people, they don't even understand what the victim go through. You know what I mean? They just say victim like, oh, it's just something to just forget about. Like, these things are actually humans that actually have to go on with their life. And them kind of trauma could turn them into a monster, you know? And they could be doing the same things or whatever the case may be, or become even worse. So in saying that, yeah, it's something that's important that needs to be handled. Because there's no children shouldn't be getting abused or raped from people that say they love them, because that's the ones that do it to them is the ones that are close, you know? So anybody that's not willing to join the fight, not willing to stand up for what's right, yeah, like if you can't even stand up for this, you're not gonna stand up for scamming, you're not gonna stand up for gun violence, you're not gonna get rid of gangs, you know what I mean? And that's why, like Napu said, you know, they breed into both things. How can you be conscious and be scamming? How can you be conscious and be a gang member? How can you be conscious and be out there giving little kids herpes? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. But anyway, yeah, Shaka, appreciate y'all once again, man. Peace.
Yeah, thank you. And yes, go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna say this real quick. When Poppy was telling Sarnetta about that York gave them kids herpes, I have an interview with one of the victims where he confirms that he has herpes from York, and that's with Tariq. So you know, maybe next time when I come by, I'll bring that so I could show you. And I could show you the receipts his mother gave me where he had to go get psychiatric treatment from that. She gave me the receipt, so I got a lot of you know, interviews and things that dealt with this thing deep. So when I tell you, you know, Sarnetta's an idiot. And I hope that the ancestors hit him with everything 10 times worse with all the pain he helped make these victims and survivors have because of his greed. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, and he don't understand. He promoting these people, promoting their son, promoting all these people that was in their circle. It just exposing them more and giving them leverage, like they have some importance in the community when they destroying the children. You know what I mean? He don't, like, if you don't get that at this age, but he will never get it. The guy was a dope head telling actress, what his name is, Swayze, that he is not selling his stuff when he have his stuff right in his hand. He's a thief. Oh, if that man didn't spend all his time and money researching and bringing out this information, you would never have it. So you can't say it's the ancestors' information, because if this man didn't put all this work in, what would you know? But yet, you know what I mean? You're selling the guy's stuff, bootlegging. So it just shows you that this guy, that's what he came from. You know, and even Young Pharaoh said that that's why he say all of them fake and two-faced. And it's all about money, popularity, and running their mouth like idiots, because they're the same one that all of them was beefing. You know what I mean? And even Young Pharaoh said, what you say about Sarnetta? Oh, yeah. That's the truth.
He came back, though.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. And it's not just Young Pharaoh. I'm talking about the elders. You know what I mean? The elders, like, but I guess they didn't have the heart to do it themselves, because the elders know who this guy is and what he came from. You know what I mean? So if you let in a former dopehead, a former crackhead decide who is conscious and who is Kemet and all of this, and you the one making his platform seem so, because nothing about him is not Ma'at. You see what I'm saying? But when you have all these elders that so-called preach Ma'at, dress in this way and, you know, persuading the crowd that that's what they are, and they come on his platform and make it seem like that's what his platform about. But when you look at it, he's just a shame to the whole, you know, the whole movement by the things he do and the kind of people he allowed on his platform, and everybody in his circle have some molesting, raping, beating up woman, whatever you want to think of. They have some kind of legal crime that they done or they into. So in saying that, Young Pharaoh said, how can the leaders of the conscious community let a former crackhead be the voice? You see, and that's self-explanatory. Like, if y'all don't get it, there's nothing more to say. But yeah, Shaka, peace out, man.
Yeah, peace, and thank you for all those who stood by me. Young Harold did, V Bennett, Ching Ching, all the people in the chat, Andrea Brunet, V Bennett, Wild Funk, I'm sorry, Donnie Williams, Wild Funk, and there's so many others. Storm. I don't have all the names. I'm sorry for all the other people I did not mention. Because I couldn't have done it by myself. It's a group effort, you know. So thank you, Brother Tar. Thank you, Brother Young Hero. And I'm going to make my closing. And because Young Hero talked about Ashra Kwesi, you're going to see showing Ashra Kwesi's DVD and saying, stop calling my phone asking me if I'm sending your stuff. No, I'm not sending your stuff while he's holding the stuff, you know. Stay safe, stay healthy. And then I will play Senator begging for 10 minutes. You know, I guess I guess the brother Reggie learned from him, because I think that's, I don't know the time period, but anyway, you're going to see it for 10 minutes. So stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to, Brother Necheru, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Do I to do a Necheru? Tap.
Another joint, hold it up right here. Another joint right here. My Ashwa Kwesi, Freemasonry, the origin of Freemasonry. Now look at me right quick. The Ashwa Kwesi, this message is for you. Ashwa don't like nobody getting his information out, but this is not this Negro information. In the street. This right here belongs to all of us, man. Yo, Ashwa Kwesi, stop calling me, asking me if I'm selling your tape. Hell no, I ain't selling your tape. Whenever you go into ancient Egypt, our ancestors got that information for us, not for you. Sound like nigga that said Christopher Columbus discovered America. You didn't discover this. I remember watching one of the tapes, brother, and not to personally attack you, but I get upset when you keep calling people, talking about this is your information. This is not yours. It's now in the baby, man.
This love is for y'all. Y'all don't get it, man. Y'all don't see it, man. Y'all keep throwing your brother under the bus. But check this out. Tonight is gonna be crazy, and I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I sent it to a few people so they can look at it and see it. So, family, what I will ask of you is to start throwing something in that chat, in that Cash App right there. My man saw a hustler, gotta get it. Hey, that's what I'm trying to tell you, fam. I live in Harlem. You see what I just threw in the chat? I live in Harlem. I live in New York City, where the rent is sky high, the goddamn bills are sky high. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I just got me a goddamn notice right here. My shit is high. I gotta pay these bills. You see the red up in there? Shit, man, I need this internet. I can't have them cutting my shit off because my people ain't showing the love that they supposed to have. Come on. Can't have these motherfuckers turning my shit off. Then how am I bring y'all the knowledge? How can I bring y'all the information? If they turn my shit off, how can I bring it to you? Can't. So come on, man. We got to get this up. Hey, throw the link in there for me, y'all. If I got any mods up in the building, throw the link up in there. Let me make sure. Let me get that link for y'all, man. So I'm just saying, show some love. I'm giving it to y'all. You know, it's not mandatory that you donate, but I'm asking you to show some love and donate. Donate. Throw something in the Cash App for your brother Sarnetta. We making noise. We ain't playing. We going in. Bring your ass over. See that? They trying to really stop this movement, man. I'm not charging my people for this. I'm giving back. I'm giving it to you, which I should be charging. A lot of people will be like, yo, son, fuck that. You need to charge. They don't show you love. They don't hit you with Cash App.
Well, we're about to find out right now. We're about to find out. Show your love for your brother Sarnetta. Hit that Cash App link. If everybody was to donate $5 or $10, whatever you can have, I'll be happy. I'll be happy, and I'll be like, yo, let me give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Let me give this shit to the family. $5, $10, 20, 50, 100, whatever y'all can do. Show me love like I'm showing you love. Check. See? Fair deal. Fair deal is show me love like I'm showing you love. All right, let me see. Let me check my Cash App, see if I can give the love to the people. See? The people, y'all fuck me up. Y'all don't treat me right. Look at that. My people, y'all don't treat me right. But here I am trying to bring y'all something powerful, and y'all don't treat me right. I got one little donation from Ty Hemp, $5 donation. But see, y'all want me to treat y'all right, but y'all ain't treating your brother right. Come on, man. Come on, I ain't begging you. I'm not begging you for nothing. I'm saying show some love. Show some love, man. I'm broke, sir. I am too. I am too. Shit. You got the money for the weed. Y'all smoking, y'all having y'all fun, y'all sitting back, drinking, smoking, and watching the debate. Show some love, man. Y'all feel like y'all don't have no responsibility at all. Just let me sit back and freeload and do all this kind of shit. I'm live. I can't talk right now. I'll call you right back. Yeah. See, that's the wife calling me, telling me, yo, don't go live. Fuck that. The wife said, no, don't go live. Don't do it. They don't want to look out for you. And she's right. But see, y'all know I got a soft heart. Y'all know I love doing what I do. Y'all know that. Y'all know I love doing what I do. And so y'all want to take advantage of me. Y'all talking about I'm taking advantage of y'all. Y'all trying to take advantage of me. You trying to take advantage of me. But anyway, man, let me check my Cash App. I want to give this to y'all. I want to give it to y'all. I try to bring y'all something. Y'all ain't trying to look out for your brother. Show some love, y'all. Show some love to your brother. Stop, Sarnetta. What you talking about? You know I could easily go on and put that shit up in there for $10 or whatever, 15, and get way more than $10. I want to give it to y'all though. Like I said, $5 donation, $10 donation, 20, 50, 100, whatever you got. Come on through. Show some love. Support, man. That's all it is. Show some love and support your brother. Shit, I've been giving y'all free shit for the longest. Show some brother. It's time for me now. Let me throw my Cash App in there again, because I don't think they saw the Cash App. So let me put this Cash App in there so that y'all can come on through and show your brother some love. There it is right there. Once again, I'm going to keep on going. This is a marathon right here. I might as well make this shit a marathon to see if I get some love and some Cash App going. So I don't understand you suckers out there. You expect people to let you use their video. Use a savage, use a goddamn beast, use a disrespectful motherfucker. But see, the sickness of you Negroes is, you niggas get up there thinking that shit embarrasses us, telling people, my shit is high, I gotta pay these bills. You see the red up in there? And you think we supposed to sit back just letting you disrespect us with our video, cutting up, chopping up our video, making us say different shit that we not saying. And we supposed to let that ride. Hell no, nigga. Let me check my Cash App to see if the family coming through. See if the family coming through. So I don't understand you niggas out there, you Negroes. I'm bringing y'all something powerful tonight. I gotta pay my bill, man. And y'all helping me pay my bill. Now, you're gonna have, check this out. You're gonna have a clown ass nigga. Watch my word. You're gonna have a clown ass nigga worrying about me. Oh, look at Sarnetta. He over there. He trying to get money. He trying to get people to pay his bill. Nigga, shut up, fool. this internet, this browser that I'm using, this is for the people. And the people, I'm not gonna say you have to, but damn, only the respectable ones will show some type of responsibility. That's all I'm saying. You're not mandatory. Don't get me wrong. You're not mandatory to give me a dime. But this is coming from your good heart, and you will say, well, you know what? Brother Sarnetta been doing this shit for years, just giving us knowledge and giving us this information. Let me show my appreciation. Let me give Sarnetta $5 out of goddamn 20 years he been on the ground doing it. Let me donate $5. I know I got $5. You know what I'm saying? All them niggas out there, they hating right now. They mad right now because I'm up here talking about money. You know, God tells you to get money, and I would make it a way for you to get money and to be successful. This is for grown folks, man. Yo, man, listen. I'm gonna go and check that Cash App in a minute. All right, we doing a little marathon. I got about another maybe a half hour with y'all, and we're gonna get this thing popping. So let's continue. Let's get it. See, so I got to do it like that. Let me go check the Cash App first. See how we doing. See how the people coming through. Well, they ain't coming through fast enough, but I take that. Was you scared, son? Hell yeah, I was scared. Ain't nobody can expose me. I get up here and tell you what the fuck I did. I'm a real nigga. I'm a real one. I get up here and tell you my story. You ain't gotta wait and try to expose nobody. I'll tell you what happened. Simple. I see I gotta go in on y'all now. I gotta go in on y'all.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Peace. What's happening? Hotep, what's up?
Hey, my question is, I don't know what the situation is because I just signed on. But do you have anything leading up right now to the origin of all of this thing with the ISBUK and all that stuff? Someone that could speak to the cultures, the beginning and the endings up to the Greeks before the Bible was written. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, brother, but that's not what we're talking about. I wasn't even on here to talk about none of that. I was just here.
Talk about right now.
Well, I'm just trying to raise a couple of dollars, man, right now, man. Would you like to donate, brother?
I'll donate $10 if you don't.
It don't matter whether you donate 10, 20, 50, or 100. My Cash App is inside the chat.
Can I do it right now?
Yes, you can go ahead and donate now, brother, of course. The Cash App is right in the chat.
I'll take care of it.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate that. Okay.
Like reword that to me like